Welcome back to the Basketball Operations Podcast. I'm joined by my partner Miles today.
How's
We're
everybody
not
doing?
we're not in the stew today. We're not in the stew. This is a little different. This is our first time doing a online pod. Online pod. Um
Remote pod.
remote pod. That's the word I was looking for. I'm like, duh, aren't they all fucking online? Um So yeah, this is our first time doing it. It's still gonna be a good one. Today we're gonna go over just some headlines for the first 15 minutes. And then we're gonna move on to our Southwest Division GM overview, which is our second to last GM overview. And this is gonna be it. Sucks Miles not having you here because you were here last week when we were talking about Utah, and
Yeah.
it sucks you're not here.
You'll feel my energy about the Mavericks.
I'll feel it. Okay,
I
because I
promise
have
you.
I have I
promise
have
you.
some W interview questions for you. I think off the
Oh.
dome. I think I have some W interview questions for you off the dome.
Okay. I'm
Um.
excited for those.
So yeah, let's just get into the news. So, the first headline that is all over Twitter, all over First Take this morning was, what should Brooklyn do with Kyrie? And so that's, I guess, my question to you, Miles. First of all, is what would you do with Kyrie in this situation? He doesn't want to get vaccinated. He's all right. He's not. I think we both got a Twitter notification earlier today, or like an hour ago, saying that he was not going to play the preseason game today against the Bucks because he's not vaccinated.
He's not practicing either.
Yeah, he's not practicing either. So I don't know what he's doing. So I mean, if you're the GM of the Nets, like what are you doing with Kyrie right now?
I mean, the obvious answer would be to trade him, but like it's still kind of tough to trade Kyrie Irving because sure everyone likes Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, and his skill set, what he brings, but if you're gonna trade for him, is there a guarantee that he's going to want to play for you? That's the scary part in trading for a player like Kyrie, and especially with the whole vaccination thing. He's not able to practice. He's not playing games. It's just, I don't know. Shaq, like I mentioned in the last pod, like if you're not going to play home games, I don't want you on my team. Like Brooklyn is a team that they built this team with KD, Harden, and Kyrie to win chips.
Exactly.
And Kyrie is severely hindering that. So obviously, yes, I'd scour the market and see what I can get for him. But like opposing GMs, they have to like the Nets would have to add something else in order for me to say, hey, I'll take the risk on Kyrie, but I don't know if there's a guaranteed place for my organization.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right now he's freaking trending on Twitter. I'm on my Twitter TL right now, and it's like 9,000 tweets about him, saying just all the same, like one about that they listed him out as ineligible for Friday's preseason game against the Bucks, which will be the first home game.
Oh, so not even like an injury designation, just like ineligible.
Yeah, it's just completely ineligible because that's just what happens. Like, he's just completely ineligible. Like he just can't play. He just can't play because, again, like a lot of the things is that he there's two things here. One, KD or Kyrie went to Brooklyn first, right?
Yeah.
And he knew that with the squad that was there, it was very young, that they were not ready to win a championship, obviously, right? And he's not, and we've seen it with Boston. We saw it in Boston. We saw it in Cleveland once, when LeBron wasn't there his rookie year, and then the second time when LeBron left.
The guy's crazy. I mean, the guy left LeBron hanging.
Yeah. So like, he didn't like to be sunned, right? Remember that was the whole storyline 2 years ago, where he didn't like to be sunned by LeBron. And that was the whole reason why he wanted to go to Brooklyn for his own team. But, obviously he's not that type of guy. He's just not that type of guy. Obviously, we've seen that. Like, what kind of leader would, like, if he was the leader of his own team, what kind of leader would do this to his team? Considering that, like, you're going to the season with, like, I think the GM survey came back and they had the best odds, right? Like, or whatever, something. So they were like 50-something%.
Obviously, everyone knows if Brooklyn's healthy.
Yeah, it's GG's. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, he's hindering that. I don't know if KD and Harden can do it by themselves.
Yeah, I don't. Who knows? Probably.
Harden always collapses in the playoffs.
He always does, but I feel like
mean,
his game will change. His game has changed dramatically. So they might be able to put off without Kyrie. But then again, it's just like, you know, the first thing that I was alluding to was just like, he didn't want to be Sonny, went to Brooklyn, and then he realized he couldn't do it by himself because he's not the type of guy. So then he called KD because they're tight like that, and was like, yo, I need you to come here, right? And it took a lot for him to go there, basically. It was a lot of like, I mean, KD did it through free agency anyway, but I
think they both signed in free agency.
Yeah, they both signed in free agency, and like that meant that like they had to get rid of their young core to make space for that, to make space for Kyrie. I mean, they lost rid of. Oh no, they still kept Karras. They still kept Jared. So it was that team.
Yeah.
So they was just like, okay, I need you, and then they lost their young core in the Harden trade to bring Harden over. That's what it was. Yeah. And so now they have this big three. Kyrie was the first one to go there, making all obviously they have their agents, they have their phone numbers, making all these calls to like, hey, let's get them over here.
They both wanted to, right?
Yeah, they both wanted to because of him, because they're all tight.
It was Kyrie, KD, and DeAndre Jordan, I think. Those three. They're like, hey, let's go team up in Brooklyn.
Yeah. And so like, at the end of the day, you come off a season to where you literally did not play because you were injured, right? And the fact that KD basically carried the entire team with Harden like 20% to literally being inches away from going to the finals with just him, I feel like you just owe them. Like, there's no way you just come off to your teammate who wanted to go there and play with you because you got injured in the playoffs, and you coming into the season knowing you have higher odds because everyone you brought over is healthy, completely healthy. So then now you're just not going to do the simple thing in which, first, the NBA is a business that they require you to respect the business, and that they can set the protocols for you to continue to be paid in the first place. Then you have to oblige by those protocols. And so you not doing that is like betrayal to KD, betrayal to Harden. That's just like, yo, like, I came over here, I got traded, I signed here in free agency, I could have gone somewhere else. Like, I feel like part of the reason why Harden didn't go to Philly is mainly probably because of Kyrie. There had to be some sort of like, hey, like, you can go there. Like, obviously part of it was Daryl Morey too, but like,
I don't think Houston wanted to send him because of Morey.
I don't know. It's weird. And it just sucks to see like that sucks. Like, that's dumb. Like, that's really dumb.
I wonder if KD's been like, hey, Kyrie, like if he's kind of like pushed him towards getting the vaccine.
They said this is what KD said in an interview after practice this morning, I think. That's just like, he basically just saying the same thing, just like the political answer, just, hey, it's his decision at the end of the day. And I mean, it just like, it sucks not having him here. So they're almost playing the like, it's his decision, but at the same time, it's just like kind of making him feel bad too, because it's like, bro, come on. Because like that's dumb having someone, I guess I don't know how long they've been tight for. And then Harden getting, kind of caught up in this mix too on accident almost. It's just like, hey, what, like, what's going on? Yeah. Like, why? Like, I came here, just do it, and then we can win a championship. Like, because he has this whole thing where he wasn't put on this earth to win championships. He was put on, but like at the end of the day, I just don't know. Like, you're not getting paid for home games to do this, and now there are some states that are now going to do the same thing that San Francisco or cities, San Francisco and New York, that are mandating vaccines to indoor places. And literally just yesterday, the entire state of California is now requiring vaccination card status whenever you want to go into restaurants or indoor places. Like they literally have to ask for your card and then you have to show it to them.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Oh.
Yeah. So yesterday they just announced it's like, yeah, it's the toughest state. Like now we're the toughest state.
That's cool.
When it comes to vaccines, where we actually have to show either they said a negative COVID test every time you go into a restaurant, anything indoors, or you just have to show your vaccination card, just like put it out the wallet. Yeah. So which obviously makes it better, because then now it's like, you know, that everyone in the vicinity that's inside or whatever wherever they are, that they're all safe. And then like that just opens up to the fact that like you're not able to, like you can not wear masks anymore in indoor places, knowing that everyone's vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that I don't know.
It's gonna be a very interesting thing to see how this plays out, though. So I mean, maybe he submits to it and he gets a vaccine. Maybe he doesn't. We just don't see Kyrie Irving this season, which I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. Him just sitting out the year.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like
I wouldn't be shocked.
I know I wouldn't be shocked either. Like it's so unpredictable that like this dude could literally, Sean Marks cannot have it anymore, and he just goes like, all right, bro, pack it up. I'm getting Simmons somehow, and then Kyrie was just like, okay, bro, I'm done. I'm retiring.
Yeah, so that's what I was bringing up. Like other GMs, like their hands are tied. Like, can we trust that he's gonna play for us? Is he gonna suit up for us, or is he just gonna call it quits? Like,
yeah,
there has to be some protection put into place, like if you want to ship him off somewhere.
Yeah, and so again, that also goes into the argument, like the bigger argument, where it's just like, are these players gaining too much power, knowing that like at the end of the day they know what they want, and like even though it's a business, like of course he has all the right to just call it quits and retire, because like whatever reasons he has, but at the same time it's just like, when you're going, that's like all these players, like if we're looking at it from a business aspect, and each organization is a business, at the end of the day, that's why these trades sometimes like these trades are just assets for people. So it's just like, is Kyrie an asset or a liability is the question that gets asked around the entire league every single year. And this year in particular, where he might get traded due to not following the business protocols of the entirety of the NBA in the first place, then me as another, business partner, as in like, let's say Philadelphia to Brooklyn, then I need to make sure that Kyrie is an asset to me and that it's fair in what I'm giving up. Because if we thought the Ben Simmons trades were just like so outlandish because Daryl Morey never wants to lose a trade, these Kyrie trades are going to be ridiculous. He's probably going to give up like 2 picks, and that's it for Kyrie, knowing that like he's probably not even going to play. So I'm not going to give you anything. So at the end of the day, he's a liability to both the Nets and whoever trades for him, knowing that like he might leave. So why am I going to give you anything, considering you're already so good? So
that's the way I see it.
Yeah, so it just sucks, and it sucks that he's putting himself in the position too, because I just don't know, and he never says anything about it, so nobody will ever know, and it sucks because I wish he said something about it, because then people will more likely understand him, because that's what the enigma of Kyrie Irving is. It's just the first place of just trying to understand him and the things he does, but the fact that he doesn't participate in media actively, then that just leaves everyone making assumptions about him like this. And it's just sad to kind of see like, these people put, names on him and stuff like that just for not understanding someone, because we never will. Yeah. But he kind of put it on himself not just sharing at least a little bit. He doesn't have to share his whole life story, but just a little bit as to the reasons why. So I don't know. We'll see. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen to Kyrie. It kind of sucks. I mean, he had a 50-40-90 season last year, a quiet 50-40-90, and he could do it again easily. So, and it's an easy chip. They're all healthy. It's an easy chip. It's an easy chip. It's an easy chip. So I don't understand. I don't understand, and we never will. But as I'm saying, it's the enigma of Kyrie, and we'll never understand. We'll never understand. And that's my brother. Some people say I look like him. Adrian says I look like him for some reason. So I mean, we gotta come on, Kai. We gotta stick together, man.
No.
We gotta stick together. Hey. And if Kyrie's not there in the long run, like, is Cam Thomas gonna get the play?
That's true. He did look pretty good in the preseason.
He went crazy. Cam Thomas go crazy. Cam Thomas went crazy. Let's see. He said, "Oh, Cam Thomas on Kyrie just now, or yesterday, or 3 days ago. I'm trying to take from him as much as I can because he can help me in the long run. He's also willing to help, so I appreciate that a lot." So you see, I don't understand. He's helping these young guys, but then he's not helping himself. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. But one thing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around is these 18 NBA vets that got arrested on alleged $4 million health insurance fraud scheme.
I woke up, I saw that tweet. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw Big Baby Davis's name at the top. I'm like,
yeah,
this is good. I was looking at the names. I'm like, there's one thing these guys all had in common. They all played in the Big Three. Like, these guys were fiending for money.
Yeah,
they needed money.
There was another one where it's just like, hey man, this is looking kind of sus because they all played with LeBron at one point, and I'm just like, no, we're not doing this. So
I saw that Big Three connection right away. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. These guys needed money.
Yeah,
this happened. This happened in the NFL like recently.
Yeah, so
with the health insurance, Clinton Portis, he went to jail for a little bit, or he's still in jail.
Yeah, and they're all obviously they all just got arrested federally and charged federally.
Yeah.
So. Due to defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan out of, again, approximately $4 million, and the names include Terrence Williams, who was the apparent ringleader of all this.
He played for the Rockets, right?
I think so.
I remember
Terrence Williams. Allen Anderson, I think I know that name. I see him in a Grizzlies jersey. Is that him?
And they put Tony Allen's government name right here. Anthony Allen.
Yeah, Anthony Allen. Desiree Allen, who's Tony Allen's wife.
Oh man.
And it's funny because they made it a big thing where it's just like Desiree Allen and Tony Allen's wife is the only woman to be arrested in this scheme. Like, what the fuck? Shannon, that's a woman right there who go through with this and get arrested for you. That's a woman right there. Shannon Brown, that's tough.
Will Bynum.
Yeah, Will Bynum. Ronald Glenn Davis.
Ronald Glenn Davis.
Christopher Douglas Roberts.
That's Chris Douglas Roberts. Remember he used to wear the glasses? Or the Hornets? Or the Bobcats?
Chris Douglas?
Yeah, he used to wear the glasses.
I need a Chris Douglas Roberts. I need a face to that. Is this him? He got like, oh, I remember him a little. Yeah, I remember him a little. God, these are people that, okay. Melvin Ellie. Who is this? Who's Melvin Ellie? Melvin Eli? Am I saying that right? Melvin Eli. Assistant coach for the Canton Charge of the NBA G League.
So he was being employed by the NBA. So.
Yeah, a 6'10", 261 power forward center from Fresno State. Eli was drafted by the Clippers in the first round of 2002 draft.
Jamario Moon. Big Three.
Know that name. Darius Miles. Know that name.
I had a Darius Miles autographed jersey card.
Oh, you got it. Oh, that's going. Hey, that's going to be.
Yeah,
that's going to be for a lot more. No. It's going to go for way more now.
Nah, I'm actually going to have to pay the person I sell it to.
You're going to have to pay the insurance company now.
Yeah. Milton Palacio. I never heard of him. Ruben Patterson. I don't know. Eddie Robinson,
Yeah,
Gregory Smith. I don't know. Sebastian Telfair. I heard he was in trouble. He was in trouble like a couple years ago too. So more trouble for you.
That's tough. Telfair was.
He came out the same time as LeBron. They were both like 1 and 2 in that class.
Yeah, his let's see. No, but he got charged with what the fuck did he get charged before?
I remember hearing something he got charged with. I forgot what it was though.
Yeah, because now it was sentenced 3.5 years. Oh, gun possession. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Gun possession. Charles Watson Jr., no idea. Antoine Wright. I thought it was
Antoine Walker, but it's not.
I thought, what came to my head? Yeah, no, I don't know, Antoine. I thought that was freaking, what's his name? Not DeLon Wright. Fucking
Dorell?
No, I imagine him in a Grizzlies jersey, and he's like hella tall, and he has like a fuck. It's a right. I know it's a right. Oh my god, he's like a nobody too. It's not DeLon Wright. Jesus Christ, whatever. And then Anthony Roten.
And they put his government name. It's Tony Roten.
Anthony Roten.
Play for the Sixers.
Tony Roten. Oh yeah. You see. And the common theme between most of these guys is that their career salary is like under $2 million.
Yeah.
That's the fun. Yeah, like his salary is 1.21.
Glenn Davis made some money.
Glenn Davis made money. Tony Allen made money.
I don't know why he needed a fraud to NBA.
But. Shannon Brown made money. Jamar Moon made some money. But all these guys, Sebastian Telfair at some point, I think, made money with the Suns. No. Sebastian Telfair played for the Suns.
This guy Glenn Davis made $32 million in his career.
Yeah,
he's over here. He's about to go to jail.
Yeah,
they're trying to. Yeah, I was all around for these guys.
Yeah, so basically, the way they got, so supposedly is that according to the grand jury indictment, the defendants allegedly engaged in a widespread scheme from at least 2017 up to around 2020, so 3 years, to defraud the NBA players' health and welfare benefit plan by submitting fake reimbursement claims for medical and dental services that were never actually rendered. In some cases, the players who submitted the alleged false claims weren't even in the U.S. at the time they allegedly received the treatments. They allegedly filed fake invoices saying that they had to pay for the phantom procedures out of pocket. Jesus. Those fraudulent claims total about $3.9 million, from which the defendants got about $2.5 million in fraudulent proceeds. So yeah, they just faked the whole thing. One of them faked fake chiropractic treatment invoices were allegedly also created for Davis, Watson Jr., and Wright, and emailed to Williams. The template had the date, invoice number, services, and charges of $15,000 filled in, but left the bill to box where the name of the patient would ordinarily be found blank. So yeah, they just faked everything and just got the money out. One of them, faked the root canal paperwork. Yeah, so Terrence Williams was the orchestrator of this entire thing.
He's about to get the most time too.
Yeah, so it's just fraudulent. They're just all fraudulent about the whole thing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around as to like how exactly this works legally, because me and Maz are not fucking lawyers, so we don't understand. But I'm assuming all it is how does this work? We need to do more research about this, but I think it's just like the fraud scheme is that how does this work? They paid. So I'm assuming that the NBA has this health insurance thing. They pay. They take use of the thing, then they get the money back, and then they just kept fucking faking the thing, and then they just got the health insurance money back. I'm assuming that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't know how Terrence Williams like one night like and he just hit all these guys up. Hey, you want to make some money?
Yeah, I imagine it like the Ocean's 11, Like Ocean, this is literally Ocean's 13. It's Ocean's 13. I can imagine just like George Clooney. He goes to Tony Allen and his wife first. He's like, all right, I'm gonna sit y'all down real quick. What if we rip off the league's benefit plan? Because all of us know we need money. So why don't we do this? Let's just try it out. Just try it out. It'll work. And then to know that it's been 3 years and then they just been recruiting. Like, fuck. Let's go get Shannon Brown. Let's go get Big Baby. And let's run this shit from behind. From behind all closed doors.
I don't know. They didn't think this one through.
They did not think.
The devil works hard, but Adam Silver works harder.
Fucking. So. Well, he is a fucking vampire, so you probably saw him in their sleep. It was just like, hey, bro. Like, I don't know. That's hilarious. That's just hilarious. And again, the common theme is that most of them didn't make over $2 million. I don't understand why I feel like the only reason why Tony Allen and Baby Davis are in there or was part of it was because they probably did it before, but like smaller accounts. Like because that doesn't make any sense. Why would
they came in and offered like expertise to make it look more legit?
Probably. Because there's no way, because both of us know they make good money for being good players. So, and the other guys, they didn't make over $2 million once in their career. So they had to be somewhat done it before, or somewhat, professional in that.
Maybe they got the idea from the NFL guys who did it. Maybe.
Probably. Because they all keep contact. But that's fucking, they're dumb. They're dumb. But let's see another headline, last headline of this episode is CBS Sports top 15 point guards in the NBA. I think this is the first list that came out from CBS. So I guess they're going in order. They do this every year, and it always gets a lot of backlash. They never get a list right. I don't know why. I don't know what all these analysts think. Like CBS, ESPN, Bleacher Report, they never get these lists right at all. And I don't know why. I don't know why they never get the list right. But so I'm just gonna go from top to bottom, 1 to 15. Steph Curry at 1, Luka at 2. He's not even a point guard, but whatever.
What is he? Because this guy got votes at point guard, shooting guard, and small forward in that front office survey. So like they skewed his results, bro. He would have been the number 1 shooting guard. They're skewing his results. It's disgusting. Give him position.
He's a 3. He's like, how like
he's a what? He's a 3?
No. You know how in baseball they say he's a 5-tool hitter. Yeah. So like right now,
I don't know.
Luka's a 3-2. Well, it's basketball's position. Damian Lillard's at 3. Kyrie's at 4, which, I mean, that's kind of interesting, knowing that he hasn't even played, but whatever. Trey Young at 5, Chris Paul at 6, Drew Holiday at 7. So far 1 through 7, it's solid. Yeah, I agree. Do you agree with 1 through 7?
Might put Trey Young over Kyrie, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe Luke.
I think the whole point of this is. I think the whole point is like going into the season. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So going into the season, this I guess makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense because the top 4 is usually always constant for the last however many years, like 10 years, for the last like 8 years. I think is this list. I mean, besides obviously Luka, but Steph, Damian, and Kyrie have been top 4, top 3 in the last like 8 years or whatever.
Chris Paul too.
Oh yeah, Chris Paul. Chris Paul was where like Luka's spot was at some point.
Westbrook was up there.
So yeah, but for the last like 4 years, honestly, it's been like who's better, Steph or Dame or Kyrie. It's always been those 3 for the last like 4 years. So yeah, top 7, I agree, because Drew Holiday, I believe is better than most of these, considering, I mean, he's 2-way, And the only other true two-way, because I know you. You're gonna make an argument that Luka plays defense, but okay.
He does.
But
I can bring up the opponent field goal
but
percentage.
true two-way, like true two-way. The only true two-way here is Marcus Smart, Conley, Lowry, and De'Aaron and Simmons, and he's better than all of them. So, and he just won a chip, so having him at 7 is perfect.
I put him over Chris Paul.
No, I don't think he's
would.
better than Chris Paul. I don't think he's better than Chris Paul.
I do.
Why?
You just want a chip. Chris Paul's about to be 35, 36. Drew Holiday, like you said, the two-way upside.
I think they have him over just because they're probably outweighing.
I mean, man, they were winning Chris Paul in the MVP discussion for averaging like 16 points, bro.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're overweighing the leadership and the playmaking over the defense. Because if we think about it, I mean, if we look back, like he did win a chip and he's one of the premier true two-way point guards, but he didn't do that well. He played solid, but he didn't do that well offensively. So I think that's why going into the season he's over. But so that's 1 through 7. At 8 we have Simmons, 9 John Morant, 10 De'Aaron, 11 Kyle Lowry, 12 Jamal Murray, 13 Russell Westbrook, 14 Conley, 15 Marcus Smart. 1 through 7 is solid. You had us in the first half, literally. Then 8 through 15 is kind of.
I'd probably leapfrog Westbrook into the top 10.
Yeah, I mean Westbrook.
I don't know if he's the 13th best point guard in the league, but I'd put him in the top 10. I mean, that's a little
tough.
too low.
He's better than Murray. Murray did not do well last season. He's better than Kyle Lowry. Like, I don't know why they have Murray over him, considering that Murray might not even come back till like fucking February, like March. Kyle Lowry's 37. In a new team. De'Aaron, you could maybe make a case, but De'Aaron's season was solid last year. It was like what we saw the stats. I think when we went to the park last week, De'Aaron had like, because we were comparing De'Aaron and Ja, and I think
where De'Aaron's at right there.
Yeah, and De'Aaron. Yeah, you see, do you think Ja's better than De'Aaron?
No. Yeah, like I said, like we mentioned at the park, I actually chose De'Aaron over Ja. Yeah,
because I think De'Aaron shot like 5 percentage points better than Ja from the 3-point line, but like their splits were like very similar. And then, but Westbrook for sure. I don't know why. I feel like he should be 8 or 9.
Yeah, and that's where I'd probably put him.
I think he just bump Marcus Smart out the list. I have no idea why he's here. I never saw Marcus Smart as a point guard in the first place. I don't know why he's here. Just Russell Westbrook to 8-9, and you just like. It should be Simmons. Like, you can make an argument Simmons over Westbrook. And I feel like if you leave Simmons at 8 and you put Westbrook at 9 and you bump everyone down, no one would have a problem with this list.
Yeah.
No one have a problem.
People would be like, oh my God, finally a good list.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I don't know how.
They always got to add some. Well, with these articles, they always got to add something that's going to get people talking.
That is true. And then you have people in these comments that are saying fucking outrageous shit.
That's why I don't really give these lists.
Wait, somebody said Westbrook over Murray, Westbrook over Lowry, Westbrook over Fox, Westbrook over Moran, Westbrook over Simmons, Westbrook over Holiday, Westbrook over Trey Young, and Westbrook over Kyrie Irving. Okay, buddy. Whoa! Westbrook 13? Keep faking what? Keep faking hating. I don't give a fuck. Oh, Westbrook is the greatest point guard in history ever. My God.
Hey, one thing about those Westbrook stances, they're supportive.
They're very supportive. And now first of all, they're already in the emotional roller coaster that is Westbrook. They're already in the delusion that is Westbrook. Okay. And then now to add that upon Laker media darling delusion, if you ever come across a Westbrook fan, which in turn makes them a Laker fan, just don't even give them the time of day. Just look at them and turn around and walk the other way, because you are not winning anything. You're not winning anything, because all they're gonna bring up is 18 chips or 17, whatever the number is, half of which were before your grandfather was alive. He wasn't even participating. Westbrook wasn't even participating in any of those chips. They're probably going to bring up his MVP season. Triple double. That's what you're going to hear. And that's it. And you just can't win because it's just so caught up in the illusion. So and somebody said exactly, look, the Russ disrespect really has to stop. He literally averages a triple double and nobody else on the list does that. Okay, that's great.
Let's bring up those shooting splits.
Yeah, let me bring up shooting splits. So yeah. Trash. Okay, this guy has his own list. Let's see this. Trash list. Tell me where you would slide in a point guard with this stat line. 24, 6, and 5 on 51, 40, and 81 shooting splits. Who's this? Whose splits are these? I don't know whose splits are these. But he goes on to do his list to where it's even more. What the fuck? They have him. He has Damian 1, Luka 2, Curry 3, Conley 4, Chris Paul 5, Kyrie 6, Trey 7, Simmons 8, Murray 9th, 10th Fox, 11th Lowry, 12th Marcus Smart, 13th Westbrook, and 14th Ja Morant. This guy heavily believes that Marcus Smart is better than Westbrook. He has to be a Celtics fan. No other person in this world is saying Marcus Smart is better than Russell Westbrook. This is ridiculous.
That's a little too much.
That's too much. That's actually hating at this point. What's the obsession? Luka isn't ahead of Dame or Kyrie. What the fuck? What is with this obsession of making Luka the face of the league less than 5 years in? No one's gonna make Luka okay, whatever. That's a discussion for another day. It's the European bias. He's not gonna be fucking face of the league. No one's ever gonna make him face of the league. Am I right?
I think he's getting there.
He's getting there, but I mean,
I think Luka will actually. Oh, we'll talk about this later, but I think he's gonna break that European stigma.
You think so? I've always believed so, but it's European bias, so we'll see. So let's get into this Southwest Division GM overview. That was the headlines for it today. So yeah, let's just get into real business of this podcast. First team, the Memphis Grizzlies. They made the first
playoff team last year.
Dylan Brooks, I hate the shit out of you.
Why?
I hate him.
He's a feisty, tenacious defender. What's wrong with that?
I like the heart, but it got too much. He almost re-injured. He almost re-injured Donovan, and he still gave him the work. You see, Dylan Brooks, I hate you, but Donovan Mitchell's your dad. I don't know what. He's your dad. This is Donovan Mitchell's son. To everybody out there, this is Donovan Mitchell's son.
Jesus Christ.
So we'll see. But again, they were a playoff team. They won the play-in tournament. They had to win. They beat Golden State. Surprisingly, that was actually a really good game. The defense held. If I remember correctly, it was a really close game to the end. And then the last 2 minutes, they clamped the fuck up and held Curry to like basically 0 points. And that was a really good team. They had a really good team.
I mean, Dylan Brooks kind of keeping that grit and grind era of Memphis alive with the way he plays.
Yeah, and they play really fast. They were, I think, 6th in pace. They were Oh, eighth in pace. So, and they like to play fast, which they can. I mean, Moran is one of the fastest guys out there in the NBA. And then you have, which is funny, considering that they have one of the slowest guys in the NBA, freaking Kyle Anderson.
Hey, he's their change of pace guy.
Yeah. When you run one, I really like this team. Moran, obviously, we've seen. He had a really good season last year. He averaged 19 on, because last year was his second year in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 19 points per game, 7 assists, 4 boards, on close to 45% from the field, 30% from the three. The 3-point shooting is obviously what is holding him back, because that was a storyline in the Utah series where he just couldn't hit a 3. But this dude was just killing us on the inside, on the mid-range footer, tough finishes around Gobert. And this guy is one of the top finishers in the league. And then you have Dylan Brooks in the shooting guard spot. That's lights out. That's lights out from 3, 34% from 3.
I think what's going to unlock this team next year is whether or not Jaren Jackson takes the next step.
Yeah,
he was injured coming into last year, and we didn't really see much of him till like after the All-Star break.
No, he played 11 games,
and like even then, like in those 11 games, we really didn't see him like add on to his pretty impressive. Was it his rookie year? That was his rookie year, right? Or no, his second year, his sophomore year.
Yeah,
where he was pretty decent piece, and we were excited to see Jaren Jackson, Moran lead this team.
Yeah.
So I think coming into this year, is Jaren Jackson healthy? If he comes in healthy, and if he adds on to what he did that sophomore year, which got us excited, I think this team might surprise a few people.
Yeah, because he was on the uptrend. His rookie year, he only averaged 13 on 36% from 3. And again, he's 6'11", and he could space out the floor that easily. So he could easily play stretch 5. And then his sophomore year, he went to 17, increased the block by 0.2, shot better from 3, now went to 39.4, which if you round is 40%, which is
that's
incredible for 5'11". And then obviously he got injured, lowered his points again. And so it's going to be interesting because a lot of people have him in the basketball community as someone who's going to take the next step, that they have him as most improved for next year, or they're excited for his growth next year. Kyle Anderson, basically a point guard in a small forward's body. He knows how to switch the pace up. Like it's actually ridiculous, like how slow he moves, but the fact that he's still fast enough to get as a defender to be on his hip still, and like just to look you off and to hit the roller or hit a layup or hit a mid-range. It's ridiculous. And there are some times where just like I low-key want to watch Kyle Anderson film.
No, don't do that to yourself.
Like Kyle Anderson film, like the way he's able to control the pace, I feel like it's so underrated, considering that like he's naturally slow, so he worked that way. And everyone else is starting to get fast, that like once you see a slow guy, it's just like, what do I do with this?
It's like a change up.
Yeah. It's just like, what do I do with this? Like I know he's going this way, but for some reason I feel like, so there's a Flash villain. His name is Turtle. So basically what he does is he's the opposite of the Flash, as to where the Flash, he himself is a speedster, right? Like he can run really fast. But his opposite, Turtle, basically it makes you think that he's moving fast, but really he slows you down. So that's what he does. That's what this guy does. Everyone else is the Flash, but this guy, he literally looks like he's going fast to you, but he just slows you down. So he just slows down in an up-tempo game that it just makes you feel like, what the fuck am I doing? So the starting five is solid. The Steven Adams for Valanciunas trade was very interesting to me. I
I
didn't
don't know.
understand it.
I still don't like it.
I don't like it. It's almost player for player at that point. Like Steven Adams, Valanciunas are almost the same thing, except Steven Adams can't shoot threes. But he posted a video like 2 weeks ago or something about him shooting threes. So we'll see if he starts shooting threes.
Who did Steven Adams posted a video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because Valanciunas he can shoot that.
No, yeah, Valanciunas can shoot that. Yeah, but Steven Adams was out there doing coming off elevator screens to the corner.
Yeah, that's
hitting threes. It's I typed onto the comments.
No,
I was
like the great LeBron once said, it gets me frustrated when I see Hoopers working on things they're not using in game. I agree with you, Bron. I agree with you.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm looking at you, Ben Simmons.
Jesus Christ.
I'm looking at this bench. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I like the bench.
Tillman, senior, he's decent from what I saw against the Mavs. He's another big body. Brandon Clark, I don't know, man.
He's the vertical threat.
He used to be able to shoot the ball until he changed his form. I don't know
what the shooting coach is
thought that was going to be a good idea. Desmond Bane, coming off a great year from beyond.
Oh my god, I didn't realize his downtrend. What the fuck? Rookie year, Brandon Clark 36% from three, and then he changed his form. Now he's at 26.
Yeah, so I don't know what his trainer was doing.
I
don't know. Desmond Bane, I'm mad the Mavs didn't get him in the draft last year.
Oh, what did he shoot? 40?
Yeah, he's stroking that thing. He could shoot the ball.
43.
Yeah,
damn,
that's valuable. He could even come in lineups where they want to put Jaron Jackson at the 5.
Oh yeah,
like Kyle Anderson at the 4, and he's there.
Yeah, they used to run the lineup where it was I think Tyus Jones, Brooks Bane, it was like an all three, and then Jaron Jackson, or Jaron Jackson at the 5, and then I had Clark when he used to shoot at the 4.
Yeah,
so, that's dirty.
DeAnthony Melton, he's kind of a good two-way guard off the bench, I think.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that Jared Culver. That's interesting. Guy, he's fallen off. He was a sixth overall pick a couple years ago, and he's already a third stringer. That's
tough.
Oh man,
it's tough. He's a byproduct of having one good run in the NCAA. Like he's one of those guys where like you didn't really hear of him, but he had a good one game in the NCAA, which was I think the Final Four, and he had one game, and then it took off for him.
Yeah.
And then he went 6th, and then this is exactly what he should have been. Honestly, if we're being honest with ourselves. But he's nice. He'll play at some point. He'll play at some point. Even the third stringers are players that.
Yeah, Zaire Williams. I like him too.
Zaire Williams is gonna get run.
I think I like him more for Brandon Clark coming off the bench. I mean, he's a long scorer. I mean, in certain situations, I think he played 3 or the 4.
Yeah, because he's 6'8". He's 6'8". He can stretch the floor. So it's just somebody who can.
He just needs to develop. He's pretty raw.
He's really raw. So he will get run. I think, considering this team is very young. And they're just looking to develop off a good play. Honestly, you might not see it as a good playoff run, but going from beating a good Warriors team, taking one in Utah, and then ultimately losing, still having 5 games of play, basically 6 games of playoff experience under John Morant's belt, under Dylan Brooks' belt. Kyle Anderson obviously has had playoff experience. Jaron Jackson more playoff. You bring another guy in Steven Adams who has playoff run. So I mean, it's just youth for this team. So this team is on the uptrend, obviously. And then Santi Aldama is went 30th. Yeah, he went 30th. 6'11" center. basically, and they can shoot the ball. He's almost isn't he similar to like Şengün's skill set?
Like a post guy, yeah.
That can shoot a little bit, yeah.
What's it called? I think they brought in Steven Adams for that trade. I feel like they kind of want him to like bestow some knowledge on some of these young guys like Brandon Clark, Jaron Jackson, and
Probably.
Tillman. I mean, he kind of doesn't fit with what the team's trying to do.
Yeah, it doesn't. So when I heard that trade was happening, it just, I don't know, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I think what was there was another transaction that just didn't make sense to me. Yeah, let's see. What was the trade to get him? Let's see, signed. Let's see, it was 3-team trade where the Grizzlies traded Brandon Boston Jr., Trey Murphy. That's what it was. I didn't understand that. I like Zaire Williams, but I think Trey Murphy was way better for this team, considering because Trey Murphy the third is actually going crazy right now in
preseason.
In preseason. He's dropping 20 on like good shooting splits. And he was a small forward, so I liked him better. Valanciunas can shoot the three. Right? They sent him to the Pelicans, and the Grizzlies traded.
And it's not like Valanciunas was like lacking in the rebounding department or like being a good like screener. Like he did some of the things Steven Adams did pretty well, and he was still able to shoot. So I don't know.
Yeah, the Grizzlies lost horrible trades because at the end of the day, they got Zaire Williams only and a pick they got Steve out all the trades they made. They got Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, Williams, and a pick, and losing Trey Murphy and Valanciunas. But at the end of the day, they only kept Zaire Williams, Steven Adams, and the pick. And when I saw that Eric Bledsoe was going to this team, I was like, what the fuck were they doing? They literally, like, it feels like they're ruining it. They're ruining the team. When I saw that Eric Bledsoe was going to be a Grizzly, I was like, what the fuck are they thinking? What are they doing? And then there's also another rookie that we kept there was just no space for him. How do you say his name? Yves Pons?
I think it's Vez Pons. I'm not sure.
Pons, but
I think why silent.
Yeah, he's nice though. He's nice. I like him. Another vertical threat for them. It's basically the same team as last year, just with more experience under their belt, and now with Steven Adams and Valanciunas, because it's literally the same. It's the same team. It's the same.
Oh, it's Ev Pons.
It's Ev. Okay, it's the same team except Steven Adams just replaced Valanciunas. That's
pretty much what I'm saying here. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same team from last year, which they're good enough to be. They're good enough to be a 8th seed, because they were a 9th seed last year. Yeah, this is good enough to be an 8th seed. I mean, so if you were here for our last episode, you would know how this chart works. So the dot on the far left is everything before Christmas. The dot in the middle is post-Christmas, and post-All-Star break is the dot on the far right. And according to this, Memphis has about 12, 13, 14, 15th hardest schedule, so middle of the road.
They're smack dab in the middle. Not too hard, not too easy.
No, not too hard. And I mean, it gets kind of hard to start the season, in which in which they play the Clippers, literally the second game of the season. Then they're at the Clippers, at the Lakers, at Portland, at Golden State, then Miami, then Denver twice. Oh, that's tough. Jesus Christ. Washington, then Minnesota, then Charlotte, then Phoenix, New Orleans, Houston, LA, Minnesota, Utah, Toronto, Atlanta, Sacramento, Toronto, Oklahoma, Dallas, Miami, Dallas, the Lakers, Houston, Philly, Portland, Sacramento, Portland, Oklahoma, and then Golden State. So that's all the games before Christmas. And that's hella hard. And then after Christmas, doesn't get any easier. Sacramento, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Antonio, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Detroit, the Clippers, Lakers again, Golden State, Minnesota, Dallas, Chicago, Milwaukee, Denver, Dallas, San Antonio, Utah, Washington, Philadelphia, New York, Orlando, the Clippers again, Detroit. And then at that point, it's after the trade deadline or after the All-Star break. And then they play pretty easy teams after that. So if they're in striking distance because this is obviously we've seen this is a good enough team to where John Moran can carry them.
Yeah.
The pace that they play at, they're middle of the road. Last year they were middle of the road in a lot of things. They were 15th in offensive rating. They were 6th defensively. This is a really good defensive team.
Yeah. So.
And they were 15th in total net rating, 15th in points per game, 16th in opponents' points per game, 15th in the simple rating system. So they're a complete middle of the road team. So this is easy enough to be an 8 seed, 9 seed again, considering the schedule they have. This middle of the road team. This is the middle of the entire thing. So
I actually think if they take a step forward as a unit together, so like Dylan Brooks gets better, John Moran takes another step, we get the Jaron Jackson back from 2 years ago, maybe a 6, but like you said, they're probably going to be a playing team again and fight for one of those last spots, 7 or 8 seeds. So
yeah,
that's what I see happening. I mean,
they're obviously, let's just go through the teams. I mean, they're not better than the Warriors, not better than the Lakers, not better. They could be better than Portland. They're not. They could be better than the Clippers, honestly, without Kawhi. They could end up higher than maybe Dallas if there's another thing. They're not better than Denver. They're not better than Phoenix. They're not better than Utah. And they're better than the Spurs. They're better than the Pelicans. Better than the Kings. So yeah, they could be. Yeah. High. Ceiling is probably 6. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Their ceiling is probably 6. 6, and then 6 through 8. They're not missing playoffs, especially with this playing tournament. There's no way they're missing playoffs. If they get anything lower than 8th, this is a bad season for them. Honestly, this is a bad season for them if they get anything lower than 8th. Please leave down in the comments. But if you're a Memphis fan, what are the steps you think Jaron Jackson Jr. is going to make? Is he most improved next year? I think he could be. There are a lot of good candidates for who's going to take that next jump next year, considering that there are a lot of new people and new teams. But Jaron Jackson Jr. is surely one of those people that are for sure probably going to take that next step. Please make sure to subscribe as well. And next team. San Antonio Spurs. I just wanted to let you guys know, the audience, that this entire Southwest Division is just sadness, honestly.
Sadness?
Besides Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Besides Dallas.
It's sad because, this division throughout the 2000s was stacked. It was It was San Antonio, Houston, Dallas all going at it, and then Memphis joined the mix.
Yeah. And then now it's just sad. Now they're all going through Memphis. Good
young team.
Yeah, if you put rebuilding in a 3-step process or 5-step process, Memphis is at step number 2.
Oh yeah, within the last 5 years, all the teams in the divisions went through some sort of rebuild.
Yeah, Memphis is at step 2, going to 3 this season. San Antonio's at 1, Houston's at 1, New Orleans is back at 1. And then Dallas is at step 4. So, but all these are at some point. I'm telling you, who fucking knows? Dallas might go through the same shit New Orleans is going through right now.
Hell
next
no.
year. They might.
Hell no.
We'll get to it later. But
we're way more stable than them.
Okay. So yeah, San Antonio. You look at this roster. Sadness. There are a lot of especially for you cashies that are not Spurs fans at all, or no basketball at all. Most of these players, you're not gonna know who they are. And I don't blame you. I was looking at the depth chart.
They drafted Josh Primo, right?
Yeah, I drafted Josh Primo. I forgot about him, honestly. That just goes to show even the picks they make are very forgettable. But Josh Primo did make some noise in the summer league. I think he averaged what?
Honestly, I just fast
13?
tracked his development. I just started right away. Who cares? We're not winning the playoffs.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know. Derek White is solid. DeJounte Murray. At some point, DeJounte Murray is leaving this team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To put himself in a better position. He is in the same category, or cut from the same cloth as like Shai is. Both really long. They both hit the mid range really well. Their 3-point shots developing. They can slash really well. They can play make because the entire offense is on both of them. So San Antonio and Oklahoma, again, are in a very similar place
except San Antonio. Instead of going young, they're getting old. They got Thad Young and
they got
Fertile.
Yeah,
they signed Doug McDermott.
They got Al-Farouq Aminu, trade
Zach Collins.
Zach Collins hasn't played in 5 years.
Yeah, so
I don't know. The only bright piece is DeJounte, Primo, and Keldon Johnson. Bryn Forbes, I don't know why he went back. I don't know why Bryn Forbes went back. I don't know.
Lucas Samanich was supposed to be like really good. He's like 6'10" playmaker.
Yeah.
Never panned out.
Like mostly like Joshua Primo, honestly, even though it's San Antonio, nobody wants to go to fucking San Antonio. San Antonio just has a lot of history in building through the draft, right? They're just one of those teams that they get lucky for 3 straight drafts and then they go win a chip, right? Like David Robinson was drafted, right? Tim Duncan was drafted. Tony Parker was drafted. Ginobili was drafted. Kawhi was drafted.
Traded on draft.
Same thing. And now we see DeJounte Murray got drafted by them.
Their luck ran out, man.
Joshua Primo obviously drafted, and Keldon Johnson. So Keldon Johnson, DeJounte, and Joshua Primo are the only bright spots in this team. This team is going to finish under 25.
They're going to be under 500 for sure.
What's funny is that
what's
weird?
Be pops last year. I don't know, maybe.
It might be. It might be. It really sucked that Becky Hammond didn't get a coaching job. But if it's Popovich's last year, then it's only right that Becky Hammond takes this job. Honestly, so that's another bright spot for this team, I guess, is Becky Hammond. I don't know.
I mean, Keldon Johnson will probably, I think, will be like their breakout player this year. I mean, last year he went from 9 points to 13, which is a pretty big jump. I mean, he played 69 games last year compared to the 17 he played his rookie season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'5". I thought he was 6'8". I'll be honest. I thought Keldon Johnson was tall. He's 6'5".
He's 6'5"?
Yeah, but he averaged 13-6 last year.
Yeah, he had a breakout year last year.
And I mean, we know San Antonio, they're known for developing guys. I mean, he shot 33% from 3 last year, but another offseason under his belt. He got to go to the Team USA training camp. So, I mean, maybe pick up a thing or two from some of those guys. And maybe that goes into maybe 37, 38, and you have a nice piece right there.
Yeah, considering that, it's just going to be DeJounte and Keldon the entire year. Yeah. So he could be in the running for most improved, considering he basically has the team to himself. He could take as many shots as he wants. There is no filter. He has the green light to shoot anything he wants. Yeah. So if you picked up a lot of stuff, the 3-point percentage might improve a couple percentage points. The free throw percentage will improve a couple percentage points. He can play make a little better. The points is obviously going to go up. So, I mean, there's only improvement. And this goes back to like the plan for this team. I feel like they don't have a plan right now, considering that
they're just throwing pieces together.
Like, they're just like
a roster.
Yeah, they're just getting a roster just to be able to be a team and play next year. Honestly, I think that's because, they again only have or drafted Joshua Primo so high. I don't.
That was the shock of the draft.
That was a shock. And if you guys were tuning into our draft stream, that was ridiculous. He went. What did he go? 29th? No, he went
12th.
He went 12th. Yeah, never mind.
I had him at the end of the draft, and he went 12th, or at the end of the first round.
Yeah. And he's the youngest guy. He's about to turn 19. Yeah, he's about to turn 19 in December, and still a couple months.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. And
he's from Scarborough.
Yeah, I just want you to know, me and Joshua Primo are the same age.
Yeah.
Me and Joshua Primo are the same age. Miles is older than him. That's ridiculous. We're about to grow with him. That's funny. And then
they should just start him day one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Why not? Let the kid grow. Let him get minutes under his belt. I mean, at 18, that is so valuable just to be able to start right away. I mean, I doubt Pop lets it, but if I were the coach, I just trot him out there. What do we have to lose this year?
That's true. And what's funny is that it's the Spurs, right? They went on a 19. What was the streak? 21? 20 seasons?
Something 20. I think it was 21 seasons.
21 seasons, but before this last one.
Yeah.
And they always find a way. Like nobody had them making the play-in tournament. And before the game started between San Antonio and Memphis, I actually had them winning. I had them winning Memphis because I was just like, they always fucking find a way somehow because they're the Spurs.
I mean, they found a way to be the 10th seed, but they were 33 and 39. So I mean,
they always find a way to win games. They always find a way to win games, and I don't doubt
Popovich.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that. Like, as much as like we could say about schedule and stuff like that, they always find a way to fucking win games somehow, or they always get a good enough schedule, like middle of the road schedule, in a way where like they win the games they're supposed to win and lose the games they're supposed to lose, and so that puts them right at the 10th, 9th, where they could still make a play-in tournament and, maybe win a game. And then they go on to the next round and lose that one. But they're still going to – because, like, technically, are we considering playing playoffs or just playing?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess it's like the wild card, I guess.
It's like the wild card, right? And they say it's playoffs.
Yeah. I don't think this team's going to be a play-in team. They might find a way to be like 11, make it competitive for that last spot. I don't know. It's just looking at this roster. It's just kind of.
It's sad.
I don't know. It's 12 seed. 13?
I've never seen a worse roster than this, honestly. Even the like.
I feel like Bob would rather
that one Bobcats roster.
No.
That one's a little better than this.
Don't disrespect that young.
He ain't that young. Hey, what's the stat?
No.
Or like he's better than MJ or something, or he's with MJ, Larry, and LeBron.
Players to average 12, 4, and 4 before their 26th birthday on a cold night in November.
Yeah.
And somehow Thad Young qualified with LeBron, Kareem, and I don't know who else.
Yeah, look, listen. Thaddeus, Al Farouk, Bryn Forbes, and Derek White are not going to be on this roster by the trade deadline.
Oh yeah, Thad Young's going to find somewhere to play.
Thad Young's going to find somewhere. Derek White is a shooter. Everyone can use him. I like Derek White. Derek White can do something. Derek White and Bryn Forbes are cut from the same cloth.
I don't know why Bryn Forbes went back.
I don't know why either. I think it wasn't even for money either. I think it was just like he just wanted to go. I don't know. The loyalty. He just wanted to go back, I guess. But Derek White and Bryn Forbes are cut from the same cloth. So this dude, Derek White, can go to a team that's contending, like the Bucks, like someone else, and do and play the same role where you're just gonna sprint to the corner, hit the shot, and we're just gonna play quick offense and you're just gonna shoot. So this guy can do something on a team that needs shooting. Like the Pacers could probably use him, honestly. Maybe. I mean, you lost Edmund Sumner to an injury. Just why don't you grab a piece like Derek White? You give a pick for him. They need this. They Spurs are gonna settle for picks because they're not landing Simmons, which everyone thought they were, because DeJounte for Simmons kind of makes sense to me, honestly. And then they just need picks. The influence that the Oklahoma City Thunder have had is going to show in all of these, in all these franchises rebuilding like the Spurs. So we'll see.
I don't know.
This team is obviously not ready at all.
No. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be looking out because even then he's just not gonna get any media attention at all. Anyway,
that's the guy I'm looking at. Him and Josh Primo. That's what I'm gonna be tuning in to see what the Spurs do.
Yeah, and let's see, their schedule is. I mean, look at the difficulty. It's literally like at 0. It's like not hard, but it's not easy. It's like it's just all right.
What place are they in?
They have the let's see, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th hardest schedule. But but considering that they're bad, that's why. Because their roster is horrible. But if you were to give this, this level of difficulty to another team, like this is an easy schedule. So, because like it gets easy, like literally is at the red dot, whereas at 0, and then it just gets hard at the middle of the season, but not too hard. So, again, this goes to show that it's San Antonio, and they're going to win the games they're supposed to win and lose the games they're supposed to lose. So they might end up 30-some win team again, or at least over 25. Because of the schedule. And I'm looking at their schedule right now, and it's pretty mid, for lack of a better word.
W
vocab. It's mid. It's just mid. It's mid. I don't know what to say. It's like they get 2 games of like teams they're supposed to win, and then 2 games of teams that they're supposed to lose to. And then there's obviously some stretches where the West Coast stretch, the East Coast stretch that, they're supposed to lose, but it's, again, lack of a better word, it's mid. I don't know. It's exactly what this chart says. It's middle of the road. So they could easily make play-in.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's happening this year.
10th.
No, 11th or 12th. I told you they'll be competitive for 10th, but I think they're gonna make it.
Let me see. I just realized Keldon Johnson's nickname is Mustang. That's nice. Cool. What are they? I'm trying.
Hey, I was on Thaddeus Young's B-ball ref right now. His nickname is Thad and Thagic Johnson. Yo,
Thagic Johnson. I'm gonna use that now.
That is
so hot.
Wow,
I love that. Thagic Johnson. I'm gonna use that
now. Man.
I'm going to use that now. Thagic
Johnson.
God, I wish I knew that earlier.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I knew that earlier. Oh my God. I'm trying to look at the teams that literally trying to look at the standings from last year. Let's see. They're better than Oklahoma. They're better than yeah, never mind. Yeah, they're probably gonna be like a 14 seed. Because they're not better than Sacramento. They're not better than Houston. They're only better than Oklahoma. But they always find a way. So yeah, I don't know.
They do.
They always find a way. So I don't know. But yeah, if there are any Spurs fans out there, we covered the team the best we could, but I mean, I don't think you guys have any words for this team either. Selena Gomez, I know you're out there listening to this.
Oh no.
And I don't know what to say about your team. So
shoot your shot.
Hey man, it's Selena Gomez. Hey man. Selena, hit me up, dog.
No.
Hit me up. W Riz. That's W Riz right there. W Riz. So I don't know. We'll see about this team. We'll see. But so yeah, leave down in the comments what you guys think about this team. There's not much to say, so I don't think there will be any comments, but just please subscribe. This took a lot of hard work to even put ourselves through the misery that is the Spurs. So yeah, next team. Houston Rockets. Now this is a fun team. I had a lot of fun making this because
I see a lot of hoopers on this team.
Because there are a lot of hoopers. There are a lot of hoopers on there.
But I don't know if hoopers wins basketball games.
It's gonna the one question mark.
A lot of hoopers, but I don't know.
The one question mark that I have about this team is how will Kevin Porter Jr. and Jaylen Green play together? That's the question that I have, and that I feel like a lot of people are kind of straying away from, considering that they're both pretty ball dominant, especially that we've seen with Kevin Porter Jr.'s ascension to last year he played 26 games, started 23 of them, averaged 16.6 points per game, 6.3 assists.
I think what pushed Kevin Porter over the edge, like that made people like, oh my God, was when he scored 40 last year, or was it 50? I think it was 40.
It was 40.
And he dropped 40, and everyone's like, oh my God, Kevin Porter's back. But I feel like they only did that because like how Houston got him for chips. Like they didn't get him for like they gave him everything.
So, no, they didn't get him for chips. They got him for soup.
That's true. I forgot about that. So chicken enchilada soup.
Yep, soup thrower.
What a soup thrower.
I still can't. When I heard the story that he got so angry through soup, bro, that I don't know why, but the first like movie scene or like imaginary scene that I had was like, you know the big cafeteria like pots of soup. I don't know why.
You thought of that?
I thought of that.
I'll tell you what I thought.
Grabbed it and he just like literally just like threw it in the locker room.
What I always imagine, like he had a hot, steaming, piping bowl of chicken and soup in his little small bowl. And he said, fuck you, Eric Gordon, and he threw shit in his locker. That's what I always imagine.
And it's just the soup just going down the fucking locker.
Yeah, like the little chunks of chicken enchiladas.
The little chunks of chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want more background. Because like I also imagine so I imagine him literally carrying that big, that big ass pot that like Kevin from The Office fucking bring on with chili. Like he just threw that shit, right? But like J.R. Smith, I imagine him like literally in the cafeteria, sitting down, eating his soup, like alone in the corner. He's just eating his soup. And then he just literally grabs it from the bottom. Nice bowl of soup, right? And just fucking throws that shit at LeBron. He said, fuck you.
No,
and then he just dips. And then he dips, and then LeBron's like, let me look at your eyes. And he's just out the ass right now. Like I feel like J.R. Smith doesn't even remember throwing soup. I don't think Jaron Smith remembers.
Well, I mean, considering the fact that he didn't know the score in one of the biggest stages of basketball, I mean.
Yeah, I think if you asked him, is like, hey, you remember the time we threw soup? I don't think he's gonna remember. I don't think he's gonna remember. So we got a soup thrower and Kevin Porter Jr., who, put up good splits. It could be another contender for a most improved player. He could go up from 16 to 25. Honestly, he could. With his own team, Jaylen Green could come in straight away, average 14, 16, somewhere around there. Steven Silas has a lot of plans for both of them, assuming.
Steven Silas is one of the better offensive lines in the league.
Yeah, so he's going to have Jaylen come off a lot of down screens, a lot of off-ball screens. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to probably attract a lot of attention because this entire starting five can stretch the floor. And
yeah. That's not even like Jalen Green and Kevin Porter. Man. That's cute and all, but what I'm excited about is Alfred Şengün and Christian Wood. I'm excited. I like Christian Wood too. I'm a big Christian Wood guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted him to sign with the Mavs, and the Rockets got him for, oh my God, they got him for a bargain for agency a couple years ago. I'm still mad about that, but I really like Christian Wood's skill set. I mean, he didn't really get to showcase much of it last year. I mean, he was hurt, but he did average 21 last year.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 21 and 10. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a solid piece that I think more people should talk about.
Yeah, and he's gonna get paid once free agency comes. And and then you got Eric Gordon, who I don't think is gonna be on the team. Yeah, him and John Wall are not gonna be on the team by fucking Christmas. I think, honestly, I think it's gonna be. They're just trying to get rid of him quick. I feel like Eric, they're making calls for him as like because Eric Gordon is still a solid piece. He can still shoot lights up. He can shoot the hell out of that basketball. What did he shoot? What did he shoot last year?
I don't think he played much last year.
He didn't. I know he didn't play much last year, but
last year,
32.
32 on 8 attempts.
Yeah, on 8 attempts a game, he could prove to be something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if like Eric Gordon. I see the noti and Eric Gordon goes to the Nets for fucking nothing, and you get like Patty Mills and Eric Gordon off the bench, and then Eric Gordon has a fucking like revival. We get the Eric Gordon when he was with the New Orleans Hornets.
I mean, Eric Gordon hasn't really played meaningful games in 2 years. I mean, last year he only played 36. Or no, last year he played 27. The year before they only played 36.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
because he's been injured a lot, and they just decided not to play him. Like a lot of DMPs, just because like they were in the weird like James Harden, like I don't know what the fuck. Like James Harden fucking played 8 games last year when they were in that little scuffle shit. Then you got Daniel, spelled with a U, Daniel House, the cheater.
Daniel? I always thought it was Daniel. It's Daniel, I think, right?
Yeah, Daniel, the cheater.
Yeah, that was tough, that bubble situation.
Yeah, GG's for him, because I'm surprised he hasn't gotten like any charges or nothing, honestly. But he's a good piece. He can defend, he can shoot the ball.
I like Kenyon Martin Jr.
more than Daniel.
Well, so what I'd probably do is go like Tice at the 4 and then Kenyon Martin behind it. But Kenyon Martin, man, that man's a shot blocker.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
He is so good defensively, and I don't know why teams didn't see that in the draft a couple years ago. He went 52nd. His daddy is Kenyon Martin. You didn't think he was gonna be nice? So he's
because he can't shoot.
I mean, he shot 36% last year on 2 attempts.
But I remember watching the Rockets play the Mavs because Tim Hardaway Jr. was on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
So I watched that game, and I swear he couldn't find the rim when he was shooting threes, like on pick and pops.
He's another undersized guy. I mean, something about the Rockets, they love undersized forwards. Kenyon Martin 6'6". I thought he was taller.
Oh yeah, I knew he was small. He's a small power forward.
But I've seen too many times, or heard too many times when I used to listen to the Mavs games at work. I didn't have the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I just hear, "Oh, pinned by Martin Jr." And then they bring about his dad, and so I don't know. I always thought he was a good defensive piece, but being Daniel House obviously offers more shooting.
Yeah, it offers more. There's no one in this team taller than 7 feet. Christian Wood's 6'10", 6'11". Şengün is 6'11". Tice is 6'10". Garuba is like 6'8". Kenyon Martin is 6'6". Daniel House is like 6'6". So there's no one taller than 7 feet, and I don't know if that'll be a problem, considering that.
No, I doubt it.
I mean, they're not going to win. Obviously this team is not meant to win anything yet.
Yeah,
but they could still be competitive, and there will be games where we'll see in the stat line, because Jaylen Green is going to get a lot of attention, obviously. Where Kevin Porter and Jaylen could go 30 and 30 apiece, and there's going to be a game where like Kevin Porter Jr. can go for like 20, and 20 points and like 14, 13 assists, and then Jalen Green ends up with 40 because like Kevin Porter just like all 10 of his 13 are like Jalen pick and pops, not pick and pops, but like down screen actions, and then like the other three is like Christian Wood pick and pops or like pick and rolls. But I'm ready to see some Jalen Green like get up there. You know what I'm saying?
Jalen Green has that chip on his shoulder. He was the number one pick, so maybe.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see what Steven Silas tries because I mean, with Luka, they were the number one rated offense, and now you have two pieces and Porter Jr. and Green. You add in Christian Wood, who because they like my bad. Steven Silas, he likes that spread type offense in a 5-out. I mean, he had KP. Now you have Christian Wood. I mean, in a couple years, this team might be really scary, like super scary.
I really like this team. Is there a rookie we're missing? I feel like there's a rookie we're missing. I feel like every time I see like
Christopher.
No, okay, yeah, he's there. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So yeah, Josh Christopher too coming off the bench. I mean, DJ Augustine is just a vet to have on the roster, but Josh Christopher is going to get a lot of run off the bench, and he could be like, let's say, the Rockets at some point. 3 years down the line, right? Kevin Porter Jr. will now be in his, I think, 5th year by that point, 6th year. Jalen Green will be in his 3rd. Christian Wood will stay steady as a good power forward in this league. Then you have Josh Christopher coming off the bench, which could be a 6-man candidate of the year if he stays on this team in like 3-4 years. Once this team like gets ground, because honestly, I could see this team going in probably, I'd say the timetable like 4 years. I said 4 years. You see a starting lineup of Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green. One's like a star, like one star to get them over the hump. Then you have Christian Wood, who will still be pretty young at 29. And then you have Şengün at center. And then you have Josh Christopher as your 6th. Then you have other pieces. So that's the timetable I see for this team. And I don't think I'm tripping. Am I tripping? I'm not tripping. I feel like they're a star small forward away in 5 years from now from this team getting over the hump.
Well, I mean, you look at it this way. I mean, Jalen Green is what he was promised in the draft. I mean, 3-4 years. I mean, he could be that star. You don't necessarily have to go out and get someone.
Yeah.
And then you still have Garuba, who, I mean, he could pan out, could not pan out, but I mean, he's still a solid defensive piece that would be valuable to a playoff team. I mean, then you have that. I mean, Şengün Wood. I mean, ideally, wouldn't you want both of them on the floor at the same time? I mean, you did draft Şengün to be like that center, so I don't know if they dropped Wood to the 4.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had a tough time. Yeah, I had a tough time with Tice. I wasn't sure where to put him or like what minutes he'd get.
I mean, he's obviously not going to be in their long-term plans. I don't think so.
No, he's not going to be in long-term plans. And it was tough for me to figure out where Tice is because I know he's a good vet. So, and he can space. So everyone on this team can space to an extent. Let me see their 3-point percentage from last year. Like, it was solid. Let's see who's still on this team. DJ Augustine 38%, Christian Wood 37, Kenny Moran 36, Daniel House 34, Eric Gordon 32, Kevin Porter 31, Jayshawn Tate 30. And then you have Jalen Green who can hit you from everywhere. Tice, I think his career 30, or last year he shot around 32. So the only person that can't shoot is Garuba, really, on this team. And Dante Exum, I guess. But Dante Exum not going to get fucking any run. So Utah Jazz legend, fucking Dante Exum. But again, the same timetable.
What did you guys trade? What did you guys get for Dante Exum? Jordan Clarkson, right? I think it was Jordan Clarkson. Remember?
Oh, on that.
You guys sent Exum to Cleveland and got Jordan Clarkson.
Let me check.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Because we got Clarkson from. Oh, yeah, we got it from. Yeah, bro, we got it. That. Come on, that has to be one of the all-time like one-way trades.
I still know exactly where it was, and I don't know if I've told you.
No.
So I was on my lunch. I don't know. I think I did. I was on my lunch break. At work from work. I was at Chipotle standing in line for my burrito. And I get the Woj noti. Jordan Clarkson traded to Utah for X. So I'm like, what's that gonna do? It doesn't really move the needle. I'm like, look what came of it.
Yeah. Let me see. How far do I have to go? I have to go to like last year, don't I? Yeah, fuck. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was for Exum. Yeah, we traded. See, last year we made a lot of moves. We had Darius Baisley. What the fuck? Wow, we traded Grayson Allen, Baisley, Jay Crowder, and Kyle Korver, and a pick to the Memphis Grizzlies for Mike Conley. Yeah. Or it was wait. What the fuck? Where was it? Bro, I low-key missed Nigel Williams-Goss. He was kind of nice on 2K when I used. He was kind of nice. Now we look at their schedule, and their schedule goes from very hard to easy considering I mean the roster is a good solid young roster. I like the roster a lot. Don't get me wrong, I really like this roster. But again, they're very young. So this schedule, like incline kind of makes sense. They have San Antonio, 6 times 4, 24, 25. They have the 26th, how do I say 26th easiest schedule or 4th hardest? Yeah. So they have the 4th hardest schedule, but again, because of their roster, they're very young. They're supposed to lose a lot of games, even to bad teams. And again,
it's gonna be a learning year. I mean, they're gonna have to get through the learning pains, the growing pains this year.
Yeah, which is what this from like before Christmas to post Christmas. This little from when it starts hard to slowly incline, like that's just gonna be the growing pain. That's gonna be like this literally represents their output for this season. Honestly, we're just like that's why I like it because they start hard, so they understand what it is to lose. So that way, you know what it's like to win, basically. So, they are able to get, lose games, come together as a team, put up a lot of fights against good teams, maybe, because there's always one game where they put up a really good fight, or these bad teams put up a really good fight. Like they play the Lakers back to back. They'll probably put up a good fight because the Lakers are probably like, what I'm saying, championship high and like fucking all that shit. So they'll probably be like 91, 92. LeBron hits a dagger and then it's just going to be all over social media. So they'll probably, put up a good fight.
This guy's already envisioning the situation.
I think I've envisioned more losing fantasies of the Lakers than Lakers fans have of winning fantasies. And there have been a lot. So, but I like this roster. We'll see where they go.
It's a 21 team.
21 team?
Yeah. But it's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. Again, it's growth, future. They have a really good future here. What do they? How many more picks do they own? Or how many picks did they get from? How many picks did they get from the Harden trade?
They got a couple. They got like pick swaps too.
Let me see. How can I look at 2 transactions? They got. Well, they now have a 2024 second round because of the Sekou Doumbouya trade that they have or that they made not too long ago. Let's see. How many picks do they have? So he traded Trevor Ariza, Isaiah Stewart, Cash, and 2027 second-round pick to the Pistons for Christian Wood, a 2021 second-round pick, which was Luka Garza, but obviously they traded that, and a 2022 first round. So they have a 2022 first round. Let's see. The Nets traded.
They have the Nets first round pick next year.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own pick next year, but they could exercise a swap with the Heat depending on
standings.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're gonna finish worse. So might as well just keep your own pick.
Mm-hmm.
The year after that, they have the Bucks first round pick. They have a pick swap with the Nets. They have their own pick next year. And then they have a Wizards pick that's protected top 14. So I mean, they definitely have some.
They have room to work. They have enough picks to work around.
They have assets. I mean,
yeah, they got the assets for it. So they're on a really good uptrend. It's not too much sadness in the franchise that is Houston. So yeah, please leave down in the comments. And again, first of all, subscribe, please subscribe and like the video as well. It helps a lot. Leave down in the comments. Do you think what are the splits for Jaylen Green? What are the steps that you think Jaylen Green is going to take? That you think Kevin Porter Jr. is going to take? Do you like the draft picks that the Houston Rockets made? I think they had the best draft class or the best draft picks of the prior draft class.
Oh yeah.
By
Definitely.
far, I think we had them.
I really love their draft.
Yeah, I really like their draft. So yeah, next team. This is really sad right here. This is utter sadness.
I don't even know where to start. I mean, obviously Zion. I mean, let's start with Zion.
Let's just
he had a great year last year. I feel a lot of people don't talk about it. The guy averaged 26 last year, like 60-something% field goal percentage. So,
yeah.
But I mean, the drawbacks of that is Zion might get a little frustrated. Might force his way out. I'm already hearing chirpings that his family doesn't want to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So,
but what's weird is that he said on media day that he loves it there. So I don't know what.
Of course he's gonna say that. But
that is true.
Free agency, we got him Devontae Graham. Like
that's it.
You got him Devontae Graham and he drafted him Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
That's Garrett Temple. You got him Garrett Temple.
And don't forget Sato, Bulls GOAT.
Good job, David Griffin. Good job. You lose Lonzo Ball. And I mean Devontae Graham, I mean, he's decent. But when you have a young superstar, with Zion stature, you kind of want to do better than Devontae Graham as your marquee free agent ad. I mean, Brandon Ingram is Brandon Ingram. He was an all-star last year, right?
Yeah.
So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
Valanciunas, does he fit in with this team?
No.
I mean, he can stretch the floor sometimes, maybe, but he's not going to be sitting in the corner or on the wing.
No, he prefers, he feels at home, and he feels at home in the paint, and that's the exact reason why they got rid of Steven Adams. But it doesn't matter because it's the same. He wants to go grab offensive boards. He led the league in offensive rebounds per last year, I think. So I don't know.
My bad. Brandon Ingram was an all-star 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's look at the bright side. Okay. Trey Murphy was a good draft pick.
Yeah, he was.
Or a good trade. It was a good trade to get him. He's going crazy right now in preseason. He can stretch the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He has a long wingspan. He's tall. This is one good thing.
I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I mean, last year he went from 5 points per game to 11.
Yes, him too. That's what I was gonna say.
And he showed
really
he can shoot the ball a little bit. His 3-point attempts went from 3 to 5 last year.
Yeah,
and shot 34%, which is nice. I mean, as a 2 guard in this league, if you could do that and play some defense,
He's nice. I like him.
it.
He
I
like
like
him.
it.
I like them a lot. A lot of people were sleeping on him, but I knew what he was. He's nice.
Kira Lewis,
Him too.
another year under his belt. He was all right last year. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, you got another year of Kira Lewis. He averaged 6 points per game last year.
Which is enough. It's not like it's nothing. It's just like I don't know what direction they're going.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what they're trying to do. What's the plan here? I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Ideally, you'd want to just space everyone out, just let Zion go to work, kind of like what we've seen from Giannis. You know, that whole experiment, just 5 out, let Giannis handle the ball, force his way into the rim. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't know.
So
I don't
let
know.
me ask you something. Do you think that there are dominant forces at the 4 spot, like Zion, like Giannis? And so what is the right system for them? Because Zion, the big question with him is fitness. And Giannis is obviously in way better condition and size than Zion, right? Giannis is 6'11", 260, and Zion is literally the same weight, I think, or a little heavier, but 6'6". So, or 6'6", 6'6". So, what is the right system around it? Because
so I think the right system, we saw what the Bucks just did this past year. They realized we can't be too reliant on Giannis just forcing his way to the bucket. That's not going to work. We've seen it countless times fail, and they finally adjusted this year, where we saw more of Giannis getting post touches and doing something from the post. Giannis being the screener in the pick and roll. I mean, stuff like that could basket force. It open up a lot of things, obviously. If he had a post game, defenses are gonna definitely have to focus on that, because Zion drop steps and dunk, you're obviously gonna have to send someone. Zion as a roller, I mean, we've seen him as a vertical threat. Crazy, right? Jumps out the building. So I feel like that would be something that I'd like to see them add to their game or to their system. I mean, Milwaukee had Brook Lopez at the 5 next to Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jonas Valanciunas is as reliable 3-point shooter as Brook Lopez. But like having a 5 that could shoot would be really beneficial to Zion, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the difference, because Giannis and Zion are very different players, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Giannis, weirdly enough, handles the ball better than Zion.
He does.
And he's able to make plays out of the dribble from the top of the key to a shooter than Zion has. So I don't know if it's either something
and that's the issue. Like, you can't really just rely on Zion.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if
it's a read.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that's exactly what I was gonna say. That, like, I don't know if it's more of something that he can develop or
less on offense. You have
something
Zion
he just can't do anymore. Yeah. But that's what I was thinking. But 6'6" guy at the 5 spot.
PJ Tucker did it.
I know he did
it. No. Zion plays the 5 on offense, like the role of a 5.
Oh, 5 on offense.
And that's why, like, you need a 5 that can play the 4 on offense, but be a 5 on defense.
Yeah. That's why this like positionless basketball is so. It's a blessing and a curse in a way where you get freaks like Giannis, and it obviously takes a while to develop a system like that. And you get freaks like KD who can play 1 through 5 just because of his height and still shoot ridiculously efficient. You have players that can switch 1 through 5 defensively and give you just 3-point shooting. 3-and-D guys. But then it's a curse in a way where you have Zion, who, because of his weird frame, he's 6'6". He can bully his way in the paint. So, one, he needs post touches. So that takes away a traditional center. Even one, that can shoot like Brook Lopez, because Brook Lopez got a good amount of post touches, got a good amount of post touches, right? It takes away Joel Embiid. It takes away Cat. It takes away like Porzingis. You know,
I feel like Porzingis would be
Porzingis could probably work.
I feel like Porzingis would be a good option next to Zion. Or
considering Porzingis doesn't even want to be in the paint.
Serge Ibaka would be a perfect complement for Zion in the front court.
Yeah, it's like
a Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, it's like the only center that works with Zion is centers that literally don't feel comfortable being in the paint somehow. So like Porzingis doesn't feel comfortable being in the paint even though he's 7'3". Who else did you say? You said
like a Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, Serge Ibaka like doesn't have a post game but can shoot threes. So it's like it's almost so specific that there's only like off the dome there's only like 3 people we could name.
And that's the problem. So like a lot of the centers who can shoot or like guys who can shoot, like say like a Davis Bertans, like he has size and he can shoot the ball, right?
Yeah.
But if you have him in your starting lineup, you're getting cooked on defense.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like
and Zion gets cooked on defense too from power forward positions as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know, unless you just have Zion on the dunker spot all game, which I don't want my number 1 overall pick doing that. I mean, we've seen Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and it's hard to know. So that's the discussion on the 4 and the 5. But there's also more of a discussion to have from 1 through 3, because it's like, what works better? All 3 shooters, considering you'll let Zion be the quote unquote point forward. So just all 3 shooters and all these 3 shooters can handle the ball. Okay. Like it's literally, you're just trying to find like 3 Seth Currys basically.
Yeah.
Or because you have Brandon Ingram, but he needs his touches too, because he can score off the post. Like they were last.
Brandon Ingram get himself a bucket.
Yeah, he'll get himself the bucket, but they were last in 3-point shooting, I believe, last year, or like
I think Brandon Ingram was their best shooter. He shot 38% from 3 on 6 attempts.
Yeah. They were 26th in the league in 3-point percentage. They were 25th in 3-point attempts and 27th 3 points made. So they were not great from 3. So I don't know, because they're trying to find a right balance to where they can be a good balanced team, but then at the same time they need Zion to literally be the only person to score on the squad and to create. But he doesn't have that. He never has. I don't think he will.
Yeah, I mean, he got his last year scoring 27, but he only averaged like 3 assists. So that's the issue.
And the problem is Lonzo, and like that's what everybody said. The problem was Lonzo, but it doesn't make any sense. He's a point guard.
Well, they messed up Lonzo there too. They turned Lonzo into a 3-and-D guy who sat in the corner.
Exactly, which is what I'm assuming that's what they need. But like, it feels like the road to success. Like this is their starting 5, which is, I feel like David Griffin has a fucking depth chart in his office right now. I want Mikal Bridges at point guard. I want Mikal Bridges at shooting. I want Mikal Bridges at small forward. Zion at power forward and Porzingis at center. That's basically like, if you guys know what, because we love Mikal Bridges over here. So if you guys understand what Mikal Bridges does, that's literally what David Griffin wants from 1 through 3, Zion, and then a center that doesn't like being in the paint. That's basically like his dream starting 5 right now for some reason. And it's just like, fuck the bench, because now you have Josh Hart, who is a solid 3-point shooter as well, right?
34%.
34%. He was only behind. Yeah, he was only behind. Fucking people who are not even on the team anymore, except Brandon Ingram. So, I mean, and he's a second stringer. He's actually a good defender. Like he's someone that you can probably work with Zion more. And then, you get Sato and you have Garrett Temple, and it doesn't make any sense. And you have Wenyen Gabriel, Willie Hernan Gomez. So I don't know. They did not help him at all. So I don't know what the plan is. I don't know. They don't even have picks like that, I don't think. Let me see. No, I want to see what picks they have. New Orleans Pelicans.
They have the Lakers pick next year and their own first round pick next year.
So they got
that Lakers pick's probably going to be late 20s, early 20s. So they have their pick next year. They have the Lakers pick the next year as well. It's like a pick swap option, so they could switch spots.
So in 2022, they have 1 first and 3, and they have 4.
They're going to be getting
4 seconds.
They're going to have the Lakers first round pick until 2024.
Yeah, I mean, they have solid picks, I guess. They have solid picks. 2023, they have 2 firsts. 2024, they also get 3 firsts.
They also have some picks from the Bucks from the Drew Holiday deal.
Yeah, so I mean, if there was one thing that came up, is that Drew Holiday deal was how they got all their picks. So I don't know. It's just it made a lot of people angry knowing that, like, okay, yeah, Zion is Zion. 27 points a game, dominating the inside. He had a 61.6% effective field goal percentage, 61% from the field, ridiculous. The 3-point shot, obviously, he only shot, I think, like 20, right?
Yeah,
he only shot like 20 and made like 2 or something. So I don't know. I don't know. Brandon Ingram is gonna have a good year just because he's the second option. He's probably gonna average the same 23. Zion's gonna average 27. Jonas might come in and average 14 on good boards. Jonas and Zion, they're gonna dominate the inside just off of offensive rebounds, and like they're probably gonna be first offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And second chance points, because they're just huge bodies down on the inside. But 1 and 2, it's just not going to bring you over. The 1 and 2 spot is just not going to bring you over. The bench is bad.
Yeah, Sato. I mean, Trey Murphy, I'm excited to see what they do with him. How do they utilize him with Brandon and Zion? So I don't know. Should be interesting to see. Under 500 team, I think, again for them.
Yeah, they finished 31 and 41 last year.
But David Griffin, the clock's ticking, man.
Yeah, bro. Because ticking. How many years does Zion have left on his contract? Salaries. Zion has, well, what the fuck?
He's a free agent in 2023, so he has this year, and then next year they can extend him.
Okay, so he has 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
He has 2 years, because I've never heard in my life someone requesting a trade out of a rookie deal. So, and I don't think it'll happen this year. So, because he just doesn't have. I mean, he has the leverage, but I've never heard of it. So I don't think he has like fucking balls to say, yeah, bro, I want to get out of here. Because the contract would be stupid. The contract would be dumb. Like, you could literally trade Zion Williamson for like Garrett Temple because the rookie contract's the same. So that just doesn't make any sense. So
he's only making 11 million right now. So.
He's making 11 million a year right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is like Sato making? It's like almost the same, no? I think. What does he make? Tomas Satoransky. What are you making, buddy? 10 mil. Thank you. So you're making fucking 10 mil. So you can literally trade him. So right now, the worth of Zion is Tomas Satoransky in a pick, basically. So that's why it's dumb. That's why David Griffin has 2 years. And that's it. And then this team is just going to be bottom of the bin again. So, really? Tomas Satoransky's nickname on Basketball Reference is Sadie, not Sato. Everyone calls him Sato. So if we look at their schedule here, it starts off hard, gets easy, and then just gets way hard. They have the Pellies. It's funny is that this Pelicans team considering how, I guess, okay the roster is, I guess Zion is enough for this schedule because they have the 12th easiest schedule, which is very interesting that they have the 12th easiest schedule. And it gets hard by the end. So that'll determine which would be kind of tough considering, like, let's say by the third dot in the middle, which is post Christmas, like what record they're at, because I'm looking by around Christmas and it's a lot of San Antonio, a lot of Oklahoma, a lot of Sacramento, a lot of Minnesota. So it'll get harder by the end. So they maybe could make it as it a 10th. No,
I don't know, man.
Like, you think Zion has it in him to carry him?
I mean, he said at media day he's gonna give 110% and do his job to make sure his team is. Devontae Graham gonna do his job though?
Devontae Graham hasn't been motivated since 2019. I don't know. It's just again. We warned you guys. This is the saddest gym overview I've done. We've done. This is so sad. Next year, this division will be better, considering Houston and Dallas. But this division altogether is just really sad, and there's just not much. Like, there's just no plan for most of these teams. Like San Antonio, I don't know.
I'll take back my statement. The Pelicans can maybe be a 10 seed, like you were saying. Looking at what happened last year. I mean, they were in the mix. They were 2 games behind San Antonio for the 10 spot. So yeah, I forgot that the play in spans out to 10 teams.
It's 10 seats. So, like, and if they get assuming it gets easier, right, according to this chart, then they could be 60 by Christmas, and then it gets hard, then they fall, and then they're in the fight for 10-11. So it's just,
if I remember, in the mix, and then they lost. They went on like a 4-game losing streak, something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe
it happened last year and the year before that in the bubble.
Yeah.
They were literally all they had to do to make playoffs last year. I mean, in the bubble season, the bubble restart, was win a game, and they couldn't. And I watched everyone, and they just couldn't figure it out. I don't know why. They couldn't figure it out. Zion was out of shape. Brandon Ingram could not hit shots. I don't know. And all they had to do was win 1 game, and they couldn't figure it out. So we'll see if it's enough. I think by the end of the season, once it gets harder, they're gonna obviously lose the games, but they'll be in the mix. So I think Zion would do enough to be 10 seed, lose the playing game, and then he did his job. And then next year comes, probably do it again. Then the contract extension talks come up, and we'll, I don't know where this team goes from there, because if they lose him, that's it. They're done. This team is not going to be talked about until they get number 1 pick again. This team's never going to be talked about.
Well, I mean, 2024, when AD is running the Lakers and he gets hurt and they get the first pick, I mean, maybe we'll talk about them then.
Oh yeah. like if Zion leaves, what is Ingram's contract right now?
Let me see.
Look that up for me, because when does it expire? It's he signed a 5-year that will last him up to 2024, 2025. Okay. So it's 31 mil a year, or 31 and a half a year, basically, until 2024. And you said Zion 2023. Okay. So by 2023, that means if Zion leaves, then it's just Ingram contractually there. He has 2 years left on his contract with approximately 31 times 2, or 31 and a half times 2. That's like 72, right? Or 73. It's like $73 million left in his contract. He's going to want to leave, and he'll be 20 by that time. By 2023, he's going to be 26 or 27, somewhere around there. So he's going into his prime. And who knows what the league will look like in 4 years, 4 years.
Yeah, we saw what happened in 2017 to 2021.
Yeah, so
different.
Yeah, so who knows what the league will look like. So my thing is, if Zion leaves, Ingram is done. He's gonna ask out because there's no way because he's not built like that. He's not built to carry a team like that at all. He's not. Because as much as we want to compare him to KD, he's just not. So he's gonna want to leave. Brandon Ingram, I don't see. That's the thing. Brandon Ingram is a very interesting topic as well because he's an all-star, but he's not on a championship team. I don't see him even as a second option.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a third. I saw a tweet that said Jordan Poole is better than him.
Whoa!
I was like, okay. I
liked Brandon Ingram. I like his skill set.
I like his skill set. It's very smooth. It's smooth. You give him in the top, top of the free throw line area, like elbow area, and he's gonna get you a bucket every time. Like on the wing area, he's gonna get you a bucket every time. I just don't know, because as much as we want to compare him to KD lengthwise and frame, skill set wise, I feel like he's more like Chris Middleton than he is KD in the sense of like, sure, the frame is there, but Chris Middleton and him both have the skill set to go get their own bucket when the team needs it, and to literally just come down the court, dribble a little bit, and just hit a shot over because no one can contest his release point.
Yeah.
So the best he'll get is maybe if he's in the right position, like this Bucks team, where he can be a Chris Middleton, then that's the role he'll take in a championship team. But realistically, I think he's just a third option on a championship team if he ever finds himself on one.
I mean, I like your point there. I think he could be like a Chris Middleton type.
Mm-hmm.
Like a superstar, and then Chris, we got Brandon Ingram as his Robin, which I mean, I take that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, again, right system. You have that formula a little bit, because if you think about it, it's kind of funny. Last year, Zion wants to play like Giannis, right? They had Drew Holiday, and then Brandon Ingram, which I'm saying now is like Chris Middleton. So they had kind of the formula there, I guess.
Zion
was a baby, or it still is a baby.
You couldn't really.
And it's hard to gauge that. But like that's where I guess you should be, because again, you have these demons, right? These like freaks like Zion, KD, Giannis. And so I think the role, obviously KD is a little different because he can play off ball, as we've seen with Warriors, so he's a little different. But the format has now become where there's like demons at the 4 spot, 3 spot, but can't really shoot. So it's the right mixture of a guy who can go get his own bucket in clutch time, but not take too many touches from the main guy. And then you have a good two-way that can play make and defend the other guy's best player. So it's like the Bucks are leaning on, or like everyone is kind of looking towards this Bucks format in the way of like, that's just how the league is progressing, considering positionless basketball. So we'll see if they follow that format, that plan that's already out there.
Copycat league.
So we'll see. Yeah, again, it's always a copycat league. So yeah, please let in the comments what you think this team, if there's Pelicans fans out there, if there's even Zion fans out there, because I know they like to separate themselves a little bit. Yeah, please let down in the comments what if you think Zion is gone. Do you want it? Are you gonna follow him when he's gone? Do you want him gone? What do you think this team should do? Should you fire David Griffin? I don't know. Please subscribe as well. And yeah, last team. Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go. More set. I mean, happiness.
Well, here we go.
Okay.
Get up, ladies and gentlemen.
This team. You want to go? You go ahead. You go ahead.
Bet.
This is you.
All right. So as we know, Mavericks took the Clippers to 7 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was the year, man. I was in the building for game 1 and 2. I was cheering Clippers ears. All the Clipper fans, they hated me. I know they hated me.
Yeah.
I was like, I was laying down like before game 3. I'm like, holy shit, like we might actually beat the Clippers this year. Game 3, we get out to like a huge like 18-point lead.
Yeah.
Rick Carlisle subs out Luka Doncic, and we lose at 7. But I mean, I thought we had him. I thought we finally had him, especially since we played him in the bubble the last year. Thought we had him, but we didn't. And we went into an off season where there was definitely a lot of uncertainty. Was Porzingis the right fit next to Luka? Do we have the pieces to surround Luka, who was obviously, there was murmurs of, oh, he's not gonna take the extension, which I was definitely worried about. But Luka ends up signing the max, the super max. I think it was 5 years, 207. But in the process, we got a whole front office revamp. So Donnie Nelson, the GM, gone. Rick Carlisle, head coach, gone. Jamal Mosley, assistant. I think we lost like 4 assistants. They were all gone.
Yeah.
So basically, while Luka's playing in the Olympics or heading to the Olympics, there's a lot of uncertainty going into our front office. Eventually, Mark Cuban, we hired Nico Harrison to run the front office with Michael Finley, and I think Dirk's a special advisor. So that's cool to see, former Mavs. And then a guy like Nico Harrison, who a lot of people like around the league.
Yeah.
And then head coach, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's our head coach now.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't really like the move, especially his track record in Brooklyn and Milwaukee not being the best. He didn't really win too many games. But in one of his pressers, he said that he learned a lot from being a Lakers assistant and being around guys like LeBron. So that gave me hope. And especially Jason Kidd, he won a ring with Dallas, plays the same position as Lucas. So a couple of things that he could teach him there. Free agency, we added Reggie Bullock.
Reggie Bullock? That's how you
say
his last name?
Bullock? It's Bullock. I thought it was Bullock too, but it's Bullock.
Okay.
So he replaces Josh Richardson, which, hey, sign me up. Rest in piss, J Bro.
No, he's nice.
No, he scored 2 points on 1 of 8 in his Celtics preseason debut. He is not nice.
I saw a tweet that what was it? It was like Josh Richardson. I think you sent it to me. Josh Richardson. Oh my God, bro. Josh Richardson is like Garrett is in a Garrett Temple body, but thinks he's like
he has like
KD skill set.
I did send it to you. I don't know where it's at though.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
bro. It was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Josh Richardson got Kobe's shot selection with Andre Roberson's skill set. That's what it was.
I'm telling you, man. Last year, I told the story many times. Josh Richardson promised the dogs were coming. The dogs were never let out of their kennel.
Yeah.
So we also added Sterling Brown. Last night's preseason game, Sterling Brown. Oh man, he's gonna be a fan favorite. He threw down a ridiculous reverse slam. I forgot who.
I told you, Sterling Brown is nice.
He's not. He had a couple shots too.
I told you.
I'm excited for that. One of the guys I'm also excited about, Moses Brown.
Oh yeah.
He's working with Tyson Chandler right now, so definitely excited for that. I don't know if he's gonna start, but he did start last night's preseason game. He looked pretty good, ran the floor well, caught an oop from Luka, which is something that's gonna be exciting. And then right here on the depth chart, it's Reggie Bullock, but Jason Kidd said that Tim Hardaway is gonna start.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I like Tim Hardaway on the bench.
I like Tim Hardaway on the bench too, but I guess Jason Kidd asked Tim Hardaway, "Do you want to start? Do you want to come off the bench?" He said he wants to start. So Tim Hardaway, fresh off that new contract. But
that's interesting.
I honestly think if the cards fall in the right places for the Mavs, like this could be a top 4 team in the West. They finished 5th last year.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic coming into the year again as an MVP favorite. The first real healthy offseason for Porzingis in his career. And they've already said they're going to utilize him in different ways.
That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah, so last night's game, they had him posting up more. they had him kind of facilitating a little bit. One thing that I'm still not too thrilled about is his ball security.
Yeah.
Like people would say, oh, get KP post touches, get him going off the dribble. The guy puts the ball on the floor, it gets ripped. So I mean, that's one thing I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I'm not thrilled about Dwight Powell starting. That's one of the things that they said that's going to happen. I mean, Dwight Powell's our best lob threat.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want KP doing more things, he obviously needs space to do it. So I don't know how that's going to work, but definitely upgraded the defensive versatility on this team. And I mean, I don't know. I think we can do some things this year.
Yeah. For me, I have Reggie Bullock starting because I feel like he adds another dimension defensively. Almost because obviously your best offensive players are Luka and Kristaps, but your best defensive players in the starting five are Bullock,
yeah,
Dodo, and DP.
Don't say his name. He's not a defender. No, he's not. I promise you.
Vertically?
On my granddaddy. Dwight Powell. I don't want you to. I promise you don't want Dwight Powell. I love the guy. Dwight Powell, great guy.
Big dick DP.
Stand-up guy. It's just, hey, pre Achilles tear Dwight Powell. Okay, we could have some discussion on that. But
fucking idiot, you fell for the Dwight Powell pump fake.
Yeah, so what were you saying? You'd rather have Bullock? I mean, I'd rather
have Bullock starting because it adds a defensive.
Yeah, no, I definitely him and Dorian. I'd really like to see that. Because especially nowadays in the league, you got teams with 2, sometimes 3 guys who could attack you and give you the business. So
yeah, because you could easily put Dorian on the best player on the other team, Reggie the best player at the guard spot. They guard the best guard. He guards the best guard on the other team, and then Luka guards the third best player because, as you said, he's not that terrible.
Not as bad as people.
Tell the people the defensive stats.
I don't have them in front of me right now, but just okay, but just why? Obviously, have Luka his best guard. You'd be great. 6'7", 240. Of course, he's not going to keep up with the De'Aaron Foxes. Of course. But having Luka in a position on one of the wings, or I think the Mavericks are shifting over to 2-3 zone this year. They're going to run
really?
Like they're running a zone man scheme. That's what they said.
Huh.
So usually in the zone, Luka's on, what is it? What do you call it? What's the position called? The bottom third? Or what is it?
Corner.
Bottom third, corner. So Luka's always in the corner, and he's taking on the guy who's like a wing type player.
Mm-hmm.
So like they had Luka on LeBron because he's a bigger type body.
Yeah.
But obviously you're gonna have the faster guys matched up with Reggie, Dorian, the Sterling Browns on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Luka's just a big body. I mean, it's hard to get around big bodies.
Yeah, and so I have, I guess, a version of defensive stats here. Luka led the team in defensive win shares.
Thank you.
And he is 4th in defensive box plus minus, only behind James Johnson, Tyrell Terry,
and
that just Dwight Powell last year.
That just shows you how bad of a team defensively we were.
I know James Johnson is your best defender.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the team after the trade deadline. So it's like,
hey, Dwight Powell 1.5 though. You see?
Yeah, I mean the thing about so last night's game, Dorian didn't play, so I really wanted to see how Jason Kidd would mix that up, like how he would run the defensive sets with Bullock and Dorian. I do notice the Mavs do play different than from what I've been used to with Rick Carlisle all these years. They definitely push the ball in transition a lot more. I saw that with usually Luka slow brings up the ball, but he was pushing the tempo. He was hitting Josh Green on the break. Sterling Brown was getting it. Tim Hardaway was bringing the ball to the floor.
Yeah, so that goes into my question. It's just like, what is your, so forget like what you've seen this preseason, right? What is your dream system for this team right now with this roster?
Okay. So usually what we've been accustomed to is like the 5 out. or the spread pick and roll, high pick and roll. I still think we're going to see that, and I do want to see that still. But definitely more of an emphasis on like post touches. There was a couple sets where they had Luka on the low block already.
Okay.
And then I think it was Jaylen and Tim Hardaway. I think it was those two.
Yeah.
I forgot what the play call was, but the play ultimately ended with Luka on a mismatch on the low block with, I think it was Jared Butler or someone. I forgot who. But Luka has added that post fade, that little drop set to his game, where if we could abuse that with his height and just being able to see over defenders, I mean, even in the playmaking aspects of that, I mean, that could open up a lot of things. Obviously, Porzingis, I want to see him be more than just a guy who sits in the corner. So
yeah,
I want him to be utilized more as a screener. I don't know if I want to see him as a guy dribbling the ball too much, because, like I said, the ball security thing is just
horrendous.
Yeah, but I did see Tim Hardaway do some things that I like. He was attacking more off the dribble. Maxi Kleber, he looked. Hey, let me tell you something about Maxi Kleber.
And when you're bringing over a Mansour, first of all.
Yeah, I'll bring my big man too. But Maxi Kleber dealt with COVID last year, a lot of ankle issues.
Yeah,
I saw him that game. He looked a lot leaner, a lot springier, fighting on the offensive glass. Some things I never seen him do.
Yeah,
and he's been working on the step back three. So
yeah. So if Dwight Powell doesn't start, then Maxi Kleber would. Because now that I'm seeing that, I feel like Maxi Kleber should start.
Ideally, I'd like that as it opened up the floor for whatever Jason Kidd was saying, how they want to utilize KP.
Yeah.
I mean, Maxi Kleber makes the most sense.
Yeah, because you get that where you could start Maxi Kleber, but then off the bench, then you have no spacing at the bottom. You just have two vertical threats, which don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because Dwight Powell can shoot a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not like.
But it's not Maxi Kleber. So I think this is good balance.
Willie Cauley-Stein also made a good impression. He knocked down a mid-range shot.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so that one video
yeah.
shoot then?
No. Let me finish. So first quarter, Luka dished it to Willie Cauley-Stein at like the free throw line, and Willie hit the free throw swish. I was like, okay. Willie's training is actually working out. And then he got TQ'd in the fourth quarter with the bench warmers. He shot like a 3. He missed it pretty bad.
Oh.
He shot a couple more middies that they didn't go in, but
I mean, he's shooting them.
Yeah, he's shooting it, but defensively,
it's not going to be.
Defensively, I think he's our best center on the roster. Defensively.
Defensively, probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's our best center.
Yeah, if you don't count Porzingis as a center, then yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, what do you expect from Porzingis this upcoming season? Because that's the question. Health, obviously, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What are you expecting from him this season?
Yeah, so Porzingis, right? He's gonna be the determining factor if we take the next step and if we make some noise in the playoffs. Like, this season is so dependent on his health, and if Jason Kidd's laying it out there, hey, we want you to go back to what you wore in New York, which was 22.7 a game. Like, we need that. Like, Luka's been doing his thing, right? But he needs KP to come out here and be efficient, do his job. So what I want to see, maybe 24 a game, 25.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's gonna be difficult because the guy can never stay healthy. Most games he's ever played was 72 his rookie year. And since he's got to Dallas, 57 and 43.
Jeez.
So that's one of the things. Like, and I was team not trading KP because I wanted to see what we could get from him after full offseason being healthy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from all indicators, he looks the happiest he's ever been in Dallas without Rick Carlisle. Tim Hardaway Jr. saying he's never seen KP more locked in and focused. So fingers crossed that's a good thing. If he could give us 24 and maybe 10 rebounds and a block and a half a game, 2 blocks a game, I'd be happy. I'd say it'd be a successful year for KP.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the question that I have. Because I don't know if, like, the post touches are the problem. Obviously, there's the thing that comes up where Luka's the problem. Luka's reluctant to share the ball.
Which I never understood that.
which I mean, I don't either. I troll about it, but I don't either.
The only reason
he always makes the right play. So
that's the other issue with the team that like I feel we sort of didn't address is like that secondary ball handler. We have Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. So that'll lead into my next question. Like, what do you think is the right third option for this team? That other ball handler that everybody's assuming that you guys need to go over the hump. Who is that? What does that entail? What does the system look like after you get that third piece?
It's a good question. So yeah, so obviously in the starting lineup, what I'm seeing. So Luka can handle the ball. Dorian, not really the best ball handler. Reggie Bullock, not the best ball handler. Right. So the main reason with that is you always got to stagger like Jalen Brunson and Luka together like sometimes. And I love Jalen's skill set. He's super underrated. But sometimes defensively, when you have like Jalen Brunson out there, teams tend to pick on him. So what I wanted to see the team do like this offseason was like get a ball handler who was lengthy, so like a DeMar DeRozan, something like that, like a bigger playmaker. But maybe we didn't. So maybe Frank Ntilikina, maybe Josh Green could turn into that. But just because sometimes our offense, it's all Luka.
Yeah.
Just initiate, like just giving defenses another look. Is something I'd say that would have been nice to have, but with Jason Kidd's system, it's definitely a lot different than just spamming 3-pointers and oops.
Yeah, like that'll be the question. It's like what this team would have looked like with like CJ McCollum on the roster.
Yeah.
With like maybe Bradley. I don't think Bradley Beal fits. Maybe Bradley Beal. You know, maybe like what would you guys do if like would you be okay with? I know it's a lot of money. It probably won't work, but like Tobias Harris. You guys had something like that.
I'd love with Tobias Harris. I mean, anytime you could add scoring to your roster, and especially like Tobias Harris is very versatile in the way he gets his buckets.
Yeah.
Because in the NBA, you got to always keep that defense on their toes.
Yeah.
If you become too predictable, they're going to shut it down. So that's what I wanted to see. I mean, I did notice Tim Hardaway handled the ball a lot more, but I don't know if I want Tim Hardaway being that second guy to handle the ball. That's the issue.
Yeah. And then last question. This is a little like a trivia question for you. What was Luka's best record when he wore these certain accessories?
Oh no.
Yep. I went on my Google Drive yesterday and I found the Luka accessory records.
All right. Here we go.
Which one was the best record? Was it undershirt, left arm sleeve, and left leg sleeve? Was it no undershirt, left arm sleeve, and left leg sleeve? Was it no undershirt, left armband, and both leg sleeves? Or no undershirt, left arm sleeve, and both leg sleeves? Oh, wait, they're the same. Oh, actually, no, they're not.
Is it the one? Left arm sleeve, left leg sleeve.
Yes, it was that one. It was no undershirt, left arm sleeve, and left leg sleeve.
Yeah.
He went 5-0. It says preseason in here, but he went 5-0, averaged 29 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 9 assists. This was on the. I remember finding this because I wanted to know because he always changes his accessories, and I think you found this for me on the Dallas in the Reddit.
Yeah.
And so I went back to it. So that's what his splits from last year, I'm assuming, and then like the games. But he was 5-0. That's his best record. He always has his best games when he has no undershirt, left arm sleeve, and left leg sleeve.
That's crazy. I wonder what it's like for other players.
I want to know that too. Like, what is I still need Laker fans, please, or somebody, please. I still need the Kuzma record for when he changed his hair blonde. I need it. Someone, please send me that. At Twitter at bball_pod. Someone send that to me, please. I need it horribly. I need to know. I feel like somebody has done it, but I just haven't done the looking for it. But last thing on the agenda for this Dallas team is the schedule. So we're
gonna surprise a lot of teams this year with the schedule
because you guys had the second easiest schedule.
I hope we finish top 4. I don't know. I think it's possible.
You guys had the second easiest schedule. I hope so.
I think it's possible. Maybe top 3.
Probably because you guys have the second easiest schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys, all you guys like, oh yeah, the Jazz fucking record last year was inflated because they had the easiest schedule in the NBA. So yeah, now there's no excuse. Second easiest.
I hope so. When there's only 72 games being played.
Okay, now there's 82. It's 10 more, and then now you guys have second easiest. So there should be no excuse now. No excuse. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right here. It's right in front of me. Looking at it right in front of me. Okay. I see a lot of Sacramento.
Well,
a lot
actually,
of San Antonio.
That's deceiving because we lost all 4 games in Sacramento.
Well, you guys play them. Yeah, you guys play them like 6 times, 5 times. So yeah, this schedule is easy as what the fuck? I literally only see the Clippers like. Well, I mean, you guys have to play everyone a certain amount of times, but what the hell? How many times do you guys play Brooklyn? Twice? Yeah, right? Because they're in the East.
Yeah, 1 away, 1 here.
Damn, you guys have a lot of stretches where it gets easy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stretches. Like you guys have like Washington, Cleveland, New Orleans twice, and then like Memphis. Like those are like 5 game stretches where you guys should win all of them. Like Utah, Portland, Sacramento, Oklahoma. Those are all games you can win.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that as a Utah fan, and that's Christmas Day. So,
like the Mavericks could have finished a whole lot better last year, but they got hit with COVID and they lost like I think 8 out of like 10 games one stretch. So that definitely hindered them. But to end the season from that point, I think they finished like the second best record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited as a Mavericks fan. I want to see what they do. I want to see if Luka could win an MVP.
I think he will. He has the highest odds, right? In Vegas.
I think it's second.
Second to KD.
I think it was KD.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for Dallas. We'll see what the near future for Dallas. For these other teams, it's like the far future.
The next 2-3 years.
Next 2-3, maybe 4 years. So we'll see what it holds, what the season. There's probably going to be the 2 surprises will probably be Houston if they somehow go higher than like 12 seed. Honestly, that's a huge surprise for me.
If Memphis is a 6 seed or higher.
If who?
Memphis finishes.
Memphis finished 6 or higher. That's a surprise. If San Antonio makes the play, that's a surprise. If Dallas goes over 4, that's a surprise.
And then I'd be surprised if we finished 7th seed.
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised. I'm
gonna throw it out right now. Hot take: the Mavericks are finishing the top 4 seed.
Top 4 seed? Okay, it's on record. It's in 4K.
That's the floor.
It's in 4K.
That's the floor right there.
All right. You know what I want? I want a Dallas Utah series so bad.
I don't.
I want a Dallas Utah series.
I don't need Tim Hardaway Jr. being racially abused. I don't need that in my life.
I want it so bad. It's gonna be a good series. And honestly, if that happens, I feel like we're gonna I want to live stream all the games. If that happens, I want to live stream all of them. So yeah. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the start of the season. I think we have 2 more weeks left.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 days.
Yeah, 14. Oh yeah, you see, it's coming in close, coming in hot. Damn, we really timed this perfectly because next week will be our last GM overview. Where we'll do arguably the best division in the NBA, the Pacific Division, which if you guys don't know entails Golden State, basically all the fucking California teams, and Phoenix. So 4 of the 5 are amazing teams. We're gonna cover them next week. So please join us for that. Again, for this video, please like. It helps us a lot. Please subscribe. We're at 46. We're almost at 50. We're almost there. So please hit that subscribe button. Please leave comments. I like to interact with you guys. I like to see the comments of people whose like teams are finally getting covered like this. Because I like to get their input. and I like to respond to them as well. Just because I like to hear your guys' input, just to give me and Miles like a better insight as to like how you guys really feel about your team. Because of course, like Miles will go for days on how he feels about Dallas. I can go for days about how you guys feel about Utah, but I cannot go on for days on how you guys feel on San Antonio, for example. So I like to hear you guys' input on your guys' own teams, and it makes it fun for us that we're able to cover teams that don't get much media coverage. Because I mean, there are always hidden gems in those teams, and they could always serve a purpose on a different team, but they're just on a in a situation like that. So again, subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good one.